Okay, I think we're live. Are we live now? I can't
We're gonna
tell.
go with yes.
I think we're live, yes.
Are we live?
Okay, I'm so sorry. Hello and welcome to Reddington Continuity Errors Session 2. Continuity Errors is an actual play Twitch stream in production with Haunted Griffin Entertainment. This is a spin-off / sister show of our podcast Once Upon a Monster of the Week, which just released its latest episode, I think last Friday before. And there will be another one coming up. Continuity Errors is a rotating system of our new GMs and game systems where we follow the same team of BEEF, the Bureau of Extranormal Encounters and Fractalations Weekly, though with a nod to the joke that one of our group's favorite shows, Riverdale's writers. Sorry, I'm reading this way too fast and I need to take a breath.
Breathe, Algie, breathe.
Okay. Yeah. One of our group's favorite shows, Riverdale, the writers would only get the notes of the previous episodes, and so our GMs will only get the notes of the session immediately preceding theirs. Last week, the group played Anomaly, which is a GM-less game, and we'll do a brief summary of that in a minute. But first, I would like to introduce our players, just going in order of who's on the screen. Mick.
I am Mick Wheaton, nerd of all trades, master of none. Most days I can be found walking about the woods. I love maps and playing games. I play Corporal Brett Butcherson, who has recently assigned to lead this field team as a punishment, if you will, for, we'll call it an altercation with a superior officer, one of the directors at the Bureau.
Okay, thank you. Next up, Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah Palmero, lifetime theater nerd of other flavors as well. I'm usually found making stuff. That's what I do. I make stuff. And I play Eddie Bluehill, who is the team's tech guy. And that, yeah, if you need a bug or a phone or something like that, talk to Eddie.
Okay, thank you. And Cam?
Hi, I'm Cam. You can usually find me near the ocean or in front of my computer whenever I come back from work. And I play Félicien Sans-Regret, who is a folk musician, recently turned undead, got transferred from birth to beef. And yeah, that's about that.
Okay, and Alice.
Hi, I'm Alice Hart. I'm going to continue with the fact that, yes, I am a nerd just like the rest of us. I don't know if I have anything specific where I'm usually found outside of my job. But I do have a cat.
Hi!
And I'm also, maybe one day we'll create games. It's on the table. I play Cumulonimbus Doe, also Nimbus, also Nim. They, them pronouns. They are just happy to be here no matter how the circumstances brought them here. They're still not sure.
Oh, Nim. And I am Algie Todd. You can find me mainly on Once Upon a Monster of the Week. I also do a little bit of voice acting, a little bit of audio editing, just kind of here. Having a good time, and I'm going to be GMing this session, and we are playing Agents of the Odd by Jason Tochi, which we will get into in a minute. Previously on Continuity Errors, from my understanding, your section of Beef was assigned on your first ever mission as a group to Reddington. where you pretended to run a butcher shop.
I mean,
We
trying to
run.
work for a butcher
Butcher
shop. It's a
shop.
front business.
I mean, one of your cows disappeared and turned into a cow doll, or was replaced by a cow doll. And the other one at some point was merged with your fellow agent, Eric, and then turned or disappeared and was replaced by an obelisk and a lot of steak, which is definitely not Eric.
A lot of steak. A
It's
lot.
yeah.
It was definitely not Eric. We had that tested.
We did analysis, yeah, and like
The
determined
test
it
worked
was,
conclusive.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
not
not
Eric.
100% beef.
100% not Eric. Perfect. He's still out there somewhere, I hope. So this was in your pursuit and investigation into an anomaly that's just been sort of disappearing things and replacing them with other things, right? And then in the course of this, you found, did you find that you found like a lamp or something?
Yes,
Yes.
a lamp.
Yep.
Okay. Which was doing weird things, and Felician sang to it, I think.
Yeah.
We
Played
had
some
we had a,
music.
Played
a whole
music.
kind of
There was a
song
jam
circle.
session. Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a jam
Ah,
session.
Yes,
occasionally.
jam session with the spooky lamp.
Musical
Yeah.
therapy, really.
Musical therapy for the lamp.
Yep.
Which worked fine, I believe, up until suddenly it did not. Yes?
That depends of what you consider working. I mean,
Right.
like we did get the
Definition
good
of
reaction
worked
out of it, I
fine,
think.
but
Yeah.
You did get it contained, and then that containment broke a little bit. And then there was, I believe you ended on this bright light just kind of taking over everything, right?
Just a little bit.
the
Well.
out of time synced explosion.
Yeah, there are a few stray
Mhm.
tachyons from possibly a little bit of, very completely mundane time meddling.
Totally mundane because that happens.
Totally mundane. Yes. Totally normal and mundane time meddling. Perfect. Okay. So that's what happened before. What's going to happen this time? Let's see. So this bright light washes over everything. This explosion that is halted and changed, and not quite an explosion, but it's just washing over everything. And everything is gone.
What do you?
Corporal Brett Butcherson,
Yes.
everything is gone. All your friends are gone. Your coworkers, your team. And you hear a voice. And that voice is not talking to you. That voice says, reporting, Agent Eddie Blue Hill, deceased. Agent Felician Sans Regret, deceased. Agent Cumulonimbus Doe, deceased. Corporal Brett Butcherson, deceased.
For what it's worth, if anybody's listening, the Felician was deceased already. I'm not sure if that's for the sake of an accurate report. I'd like to add it to the record. I guess.
Wonderful. Nim,
Yeah.
everything goes white out. All your friends are gone. Everything around you is gone. Everything is gone except you can see your shadow stretching out in front of you.
Okay, so my eyes are open.
Yeah, everything's just white and bright, and your shadow is stretching out in front of you. And it stretches in front of you, and it kind of twists with the light, and it comes out looking very long and sort of crooked and wrong. And then you hear a voice, and it's a shadow. It doesn't have a mouth, but you know it's coming from this shadow. And it says, Nim, won't you come with me? And something like this happened in a dream once, but that time it was your mother's voice. This time, it's yours.
If it's my voice, I'm gonna just tap my lips, make sure they're not moving.
Oh, perfect. Félicien. Félicien sans regret. The world goes white. Everything around you disappears. And you hear music. And it is the most beautiful music you have ever heard. And it is the music that you hear inside your own head when you're trying to write music. And you haven't quite written it down yet. You haven't quite managed to play it yet, but you are hearing now the music that you know you will play one day, but have not. Eddie. Oh, unless you want to say something in response.
No, if it's not coming from a particular direction, I'll just listen. Yeah.
Yeah. Eddie. The lamp that you had you contained it in like a little glass box or something, right?
Yeah, in a cube, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. The world starts to go all brightness and nothing and light, and then it's like you're standing in a little glass box on the, your glass box size. It's all around you is this glass box, and it is cracked. There's cracks all through it, just sectioning it out, spider webbing out, and you can see in the glass reflections of places, and they're just scenes, but you can tell just looking at them that it is like each of these is a world, and you look at them and there's something wrong about them. You've worked for the Bureau for a while. You know about fractalations. You know how there can be multiple worlds with all sorts of strange things going on, but they're wrong somehow. It's like bits and pieces from other worlds have been mashed into different ones that they don't belong in. It's like they've been fractured and changed in ways that are not normal. They're so wrong, and they're so beautiful.
Eddie's gonna watch this happen and go, no, not again. Oh, I did. This is. I told him they shouldn't have touched that lamp. All right. But look at him. This is not good.
Perfect. Okay. Nick, ignore that message. That was for Meg.
That's kind of what I was figuring.
Okay. Okay. And then all of you, that blank space or that fractured space or wherever you were is gone. And you wake up. And you are standing. It's nighttime now, and you're standing in like a fairly open field, and in front of you is the lights and noise and glitter and bustle of a carnival. And you're standing in line just about to make it up to the ticket station.
Are we all together or are we separate?
You're all together, all four of you together. You know. Because you came here together, right?
Do we look like normally we're wearing our normal clothing? We look like we should look? We look like average everyday agents? Like
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You in fact, you look like you're wearing fairly casual clothing. You're not wearing like the full-on agent suit or whatever. You're because you're here undercover. You're here to investigate something without drawing too much attention to yourself. And as you sort of look around the carnival, each of you in your hands is an envelope with Beef's insignia on it. And in that envelope is a ticket to this carnival. Because, oh yes, of course, Beef sent you here to investigate. This was your first mission as a team. To investigate this strange carnival that shows up some places sometimes.
Right.
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 The carnival. Right. Yeah, the
Oh,
carnival.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure something. Normally I keep all my documents on me. I don't remember this. It's a mission briefing. I try to be very particular. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, we're all here. This is what we're here for. This is all good. We should probably begin investigating as what normally would in this situation, right? Brett looks about all of you nervously, looking for a little bit of right.
Right. Yeah, right. Can Eddie pat himself? I mean, do they have anything else other than the envelope with a ticket in it? Do they have their equipment? Do they have
Yeah, you've got all your normal equipment like you would for a day out in the field for investigating. Your standard sort of whatever all the equipment is that you get in this one. Hang on.
So we have our phones and we have our badges and we have
Or
all of that stuff tucked away somewhere on our person.
Yes.
and Felicien
Actually,
has his guitar, obviously. His guitar case and everything on
Oh,
his
and
back.
how could I forget? I was going to do this one. There we go. My nice little hat. How could I forget my hat? Today of all days. I'm going to put this over here. There we go.
you
There we go.
Getting into carnival.
I was so caught
Yeah.
up in the carnival, I forgot about the carnival. Yes, you have all your equipment ready to go. Normal day out in the field. Unless you'd like to take a moment to think about that. That might be a rule.
So,
Well,
what's the odds we can expense like a turkey leg?
That's the only thing you ever think about, Nim, is food. Like every time we go somewhere, that's what you want.
No.
Is food.
Like, I don't even remember how long the drive was. I'm kinda
Now,
hungry.
Nim, I must remind you, it's very important. In the midst of a fractalation event investigation, it is against your protocol to consume the foodstuffs within a potential fractalation core until it has been thoroughly tested. We
I will
have
test
Oh, that's
all the
rough.
turkey legs if you want me to.
to. No, I would rather insist that you stick with bureau provided rations per the handbook.
Really?
I mean, we can always bring some back to the brew afterward.
Please.
All right, so
On
we
the-
all
on
have
the
our
way out.
tickets. We're all ready to go in. Corporal, any last words? I mean,
I
before we
would say
go in?
before entering the grounds, it probably would be to our advantage a little bit of preliminary research. I do have some of my equipment with me here. I've got my EMF meter, Geiger counter, thermometer. We should probably take a few preliminary external readings before fully entering the event. So if you would each mind, Brett digs through some of his equipment as a fringe researcher, carrying lots of analytical equipment with him, provides each of the team members with some equipment to begin taking some preliminary readings outside of the carnival gate. I imagine Eddie probably has either their own, or these are probably designed by Eddie.
Possibly designed by him. Eddie's got his own. It's not a laptop. It's basically a palm top. I mean, it's a hand-sized laptop, but he's got his own equipment with him to record things. So if Brett has specific things to record individual details, they can all be collected and stored on Eddie's machine.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're just gathering info.
Some base radiation readings, check levels on that. any particular stray tachyons, what kind of energy center. We do have a pretty extensive database of energy
Temporal
readings.
fluctuations, that kind of thing, making sure that there's nothing like flicking around us that we need to know about.
Hot
feel
spots,
like
cold
it's-
spots,
it's
neutral
mostly-
room temperature spots that are just two room temperature.
So as Eddie and Brett discuss all these things, like Felicia just stares at them and not very sure what it can contribute actually to like reading. Like he's seen these machines around, but doesn't really know how to use them. So he looks at Nim, looks back at the other two.
Yeah, no clue.
Sure.
At some point, Brett pulls a pair of like jumper cables out of a bag that are not, sure what they're connected to. Eyeing up the fence and Agent Felician, maybe if you wouldn't mind, just clip these to the fence over there,
Sure.
and then takes a step back.
Does that electrocute your teammate?
I do believe that Agent Felician is of anybody probably the best suited for such an incident such as electrocution. I don't think they really mind too much.
So what is
I'm just trying to play to my
Brett,
team strengths.
Corporal
Yes,
Brett?
yes.
Brett, what is the purpose of this? Do we want to electrify the fence for like anybody who touches the fence to like get fried or what?
Oh no! I just it's part of some readings. A little compositional makeup or just a small charge.
Just your
see
casual,
what sort
normal
of
thing that people
yes, analyzing
do
the
every day.
it's the fence's response to a minor charge.
All right, so plugging on the fence.
You know what? I'm gonna make a luck roll because I don't think this is anything. Yeah, you're fine. There's some
Nothing
sparks
happens.
and stuff, but it doesn't electrocute you or send you flying or anything. God. Oh boy. Yeah, and so Brett and Eddie, as you are gathering information, per the rules of Agents of the Odd, you don't need to roll anything. You've done your bit, and now I get to tell you what you've learned.
Nice.
And you are
working our
just
way through the standard bureau issued checklist I-3792. It's a standard field form. Proper documentation is very important.
very, very important. Yes. You find definitely there is a lot of fractalation energy. And Brett, I know that I've heard that you think of extra normal occurrences as just fractalations, right?
That is only I haven't dealt a whole lot with the extra normal.
Okay.
I don't consider all extra normal things fractalation based. This is my particular area of study.
Okay. Voice is killing me, Nick. This is amazing. Sorry. I'm experiencing this as your GM for the first time, and it's great. Okay, so is your equipment more set up to look for fractalation energy or for both?
It would take in all kinds because I did assess previously. That's how we identified some of the stray kind of temporal energy is we can collect energy signatures and compare them against the Bureau's database of is it arcane, is it eldritch, is it occult, is it mundanely time travel stuff.
Okay. Okay, I will say you're getting a lot of readings from this place. Like a lot of readings from this carnival is just the fractalations, the extra normal, the arcane, the occult, the weird science, the like quantum mechanics, weird stuff going on is here. Just all because since you're pointing from the outside, you're getting a lot all over. You're getting more like big spots, big stationary spots of fractalation and more like moving spots of extra normal. And as far as those room temperature readings around, I everywhere that's not the carnival, like if you were to sort of turn around and do a scan of the area for base sort of readings, totally room temperature, totally normal, completely just nothing, or completely just normal. Definitely that.
Definitely normal. And he's gonna look at some of these readings and go, sir, just so you know, there's this is like being outside when you're inside. Like there's all sorts of spots where it's a nice balmy 78 degrees when you turn around and right next door it's 85. I mean, there's some weird stuff going on here, and just so you know, I think that we might have some, I don't want to call them unfriendlies, but might have some rogue actors somewhere in this carnival too, because there's some readings that are definitely not human, and they're all over the place. They're not stationary, you know what I mean?
Well, now it is a bit of a presumption there to assume that just because they're not human, it's anything about it. With some of our best agents, in fact, are human is it would be definitely a stretch. But it is unfortunately why we are here. If it was not weird, we would not be here. Which I guess means for additional research. Unfortunately, we've reached the bottom of the checklist. It does indicate we must should probably proceed inside the event for further analysis and investigation. Brett is sweating profusely.
Carishan is already waiting at the entry for the others to come, because obviously they could not have been just standing there forever. So he's just waiting there.
Nim probably did follow along.
Yeah, waving the ticket.
Yeah.
We got ticket for a reason, y'all.
Yeah.
If we
Well, and
can't
I
have
think.
a-
Oh, go for it.
I want to say, if we can't have a turkey leg, can I at least get popcorn?
That all depends on whether your bureau assigned ration kit included any. I know sometimes they have various treats in them. We may have to trade. What is the odds are statistically one of us probably has popcorn. We could see about trading.
Nim, just sneak some. Just while Brett is not looking, just eat some.
Why would I do that?
Why? Because you want some?
Yeah, but he also said no.
Sure, but if he doesn't see it, I mean, anyway, we'll see once we enter.
Guys, this is me just reminding you that you're mic'd up. So you want to have a private conversation? Maybe change the channel on your. Just saying.
Oh God. Well, now we've established that.
Betty, how do we change channel?
There's a little dial thing on there that you can just. Yeah, like wait.
Okay.
Right, you
1,
might
2,
want
1, 2, 1, 2. Do you hear me? Can't hear me?
No, I'm standing right here. I can hear you, but
no, but I mean, through the mic, Eddie, through the mic.
No, I can't hear you through the mic. You might want to turn it back so we can hear you in case we get separated. That's the whole point of the microphone.
But duly noted, though. Thank you.
That was my point. Okay, good.
Perfect. Thanks.
I love this team. Felician and Nim, if you're both at the gates with your tickets, there's like a box office, there's like a ticket taker there who is going, I see you already have your tickets.
Yeah.
Welcome to the carnival. We have a wide variety of very interesting attractions, but do make sure you catch the last show in the big top. Grand finale, the carnival ends at midnight. You don't want to miss that. And they gesture up to this big fancy clock that's like in the middle of the carnival, super visible from all sides. It is now about 9 o'clock.
Perfect.
Brett compares that to the time on his watch.
Oh, true. Yeah.
It is now about 9 o'clock. You know what? Maybe your watch is like 2 minutes slow.
I can assure you that is not correct. my watch is odd.
Okay, wonderful.
So if we're all at
Automatically
the
syncs
ticket
to the
booth, then at
local
this point,
time
I think
zone.
Brett is kind of ticket. We definitely had a ticket there. And from Brett's backpack, there's a little streak, and a small, unusually small, for its a six-legged raccoon just kind of swirls up around Brett. I'm afraid I'm going to need the ticket. Have you, please? I'm going to need that. You're not even supposed to be here. You were supposed to be in your cage, back at somewhere. I feel the town we're supposed to, but it's irrelevant. For this event, you were not supposed to be with us. I am going to need that ticket, please.
I think Trip gives you the ticket. And then the ticket taker looks over and goes, "Oh, pets are allowed in free. That's okay."
But much appreciated. Is support raccoon.
Also allowed in free.
Oh, you brought a buddy too?
Two. What do you mean?
Two?
What do you mean two?
What do you mean
Nim?
two?
I just hold up the little plush cow doll.
Well, that is just adorable.
Well, his name's Jeffrey, so
Is it that's the same cow?
Cows. What you for the carnival?
No, the cow. Oh no, wait. The plush.
it's
Yep.
Jeffrey.
You named the doll Jeffrey?
Mhm.
I mean, why not? Trip's name's Trip too, so
But-
fair.
Trip
All
and
right.
Jeffrey. Good names.
Felicien gives their his tickets to the person at the entry and enters in.
Wonderful.
Eddie hands over his pieces. Can I have the stub for, like, can you tear the ticket in like half and I can have the other
Oh yes,
piece?
absolutely. Here you go.
Great, thank you. And he'll pocket the end of the other piece of the ticket.
Smart.
Well, I guess we should probably head on inside. Eddie, you managed to identify a couple of particular focal points of energy coming from inside here. Perhaps it would behoove us to begin addressing those in an orderly fashion. Perhaps devise some sort of numbered list of ranking priority based on signatures to decide, and we can begin investigating those. Might be a good place to start.
Algie, you said that there were stationary pockets, and then there are smaller things that are moving, right? Like there's.
Yeah.
Okay. Eddie will, as subtly as he can, do another sweep with one of the instruments and find the largest stationary pocket that he can find, and say, "There's a non-moving space over here that we should probably take a look at because these readings are they're different for sure. So we should probably head that way. Maybe there's a game or a ride or something that we can go take a look at."
Mhm. The largest stationary fractalation would be in the big top.
In the what?
The big top. The biggest tent in the carnival. Biggest circus tent where they just told you the grand finale of the
Okay.
carnival was.
So Eddie will say, we could go that way. It's over there toward the.
So that's the largest, particularly. Maybe maybe we just start with something small to dip our toes in.
You want something that's in one place, or you want to have to chase something around the whole carnival? I mean, because I can give you either one.
So many decisions. Nim, what would you like to do?
I mean, I already said that I was hungry.
Okay, something that doesn't involve food. If we find something, maybe
Maybe
the
near the
butcher
food?
here will let you eat something. You don't know if we find something good. Maybe that'll be the bonus for it. Maybe the butcher will say, "Hey, you can have a cookie or a corn cob or what's a deep fried cheese something."
So I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what we're looking for. So
We're just investigating the odd readings and things that we're getting from the area. I think. Yes.
But that is typically the preliminary course of investigation. Yes, is there something weird? We don't necessarily know. If we knew what it was, well, we did it. It would not be an unknown, and it would not be worth
All right.
investigating.
All right,
so-
Eddie, what's the closest, like, smaller, looks at Brett, smaller fractalation events that's there?
And Eddie looks back at the screen and goes, over by the that carousel over there. There's one over there.
Cool, let's go. Just starts walking toward there. Yeah.
There's so much confidence for this. Not just I'm not the only one of you for first time out here, right?
Sometimes people just want to get it over with. I mean, they don't want to like hang back and wait for something to happen. They want to go make it happen.
Yeah.
Kind of like quickly you could tear off a band-aid. You do it quick.
Yeah.
Like that.
What?
I've never done that. I could not been able to get the stomach for it.
It's just
I've
because
heard familiar with the expression. That's just
also carnivals are nice. Like it's people are joyful here. It's like a nice place to play usually. So anyway,
Carnivals are nice.
might change his opinion on that later on, but for now, carnivals are nice.
Hmm.
All right.
Well, so you said the carousel, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, there's a bit of a line for the carousel, but it's not too bad. You can probably get on that. Are all four of you going on the carousel?
yeah.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah.
Great.
Let's do it.
Is this one of those carnivals that you have to pay for tickets for rides?
Aw.
Actually, it would be, but Eddie, you have your ticket stub, right?
I do.
Yeah. The person at the carousel sees that ticket stub and says, oh, wonderful. Just go right ahead. All the rides, all the attractions are free if you have one of those tickets.
Did the rest
Sounds
of us
good,
get
I agree.
tickets?
We add one.
Yeah, you can all have ticket stubs. That's fine. I think probably knowing that these are special tickets, you would have all they would have given you ticket stubs to begin with.
Okay. If like we can argue that we had one.
Like as we're in line heading up towards the carousel, Trip would probably climb up on Nim's back and like just get poke. And when Nim turns over, Trip is like rummaging around inside their pouch. Yes, I'm aware raccoons are not marsupials. They also don't typically have 6 legs.
Right.
Trip is very special.
Oh, I thought you meant Trip had like a fanny pack.
I do love this idea though.
Yes.
And pulls out a small raccoon's like handful of popcorn and it offers it to Nim.
Thanks,
Aw.
little buddy. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the popcorn. Like give him a little scritch behind the ears.
Oh, that's adorable. Also, don't eat random popcorn from a bag.
Why not?
Totally normal
From
6-legged
a
raccoon
pouch.
popcorn from a pouch.
He's an agent too. He
Yes.
has his own rations.
Oh
She-
God, beautiful.
she-
Okay. Trip is a girl raccoon. Good to know.
Hence the couch. That looks like a fanny
all
pack.
Waiting
Yeah.
in line for the carousel.
Oh
Is
my
there a
God.
Is there a lot of people around, Algie? Like, is it a carnival that is like It's busy.
It's busy. It's not like so crowded. Like it's not like Disneyland type crowded, but it's a fairly busy carnival. Like if a carnival were to stop at a town and if people had a day off and wanted to go visit it, yeah. Fairly, there's people around.
Okay.
There's people around.
Normal people, normal looking people. Like, all right.
I mean, do you want to look at them carefully?
Yes. Yes, sure. Like, there's people in front of us, so let's look at these people.
All right. Some people pretty normal. More or less look like normal people. Some people little bit odd, like there's people with not super duper like obvious, mostly not super obvious, but like somebody has sort of extra long canines, somebody has sort of
Nice.
strangely colored eyes. One person you think has horns, but they like turn the corner and are out of the way soon. So there's some slightly odd people, but then there's some slightly odd people working the carnival as well. And it might just be costumes. It might not be costumes. You are, after all, here to investigate extra-normal infractallation sort of activities.
So none of them any odder than perhaps some members of our own
Some
team.
other agents, yeah.
Felician fits right in with his blue skin.
I mean, his brow still furrows at as he looks at the people, because he's only been acclimated to such weird people in the last months, but apart from that, yeah.
Also, as Eddie is the techie and has therefore software built into his laptop thing, it's probably connected somehow to his earpiece. And if there's anything that he sees that comes up, or anything that the laptop picks up that's alarming, like dangerous in appearance, it'll probably flag him and make a really annoying noise that he can't ignore and warn him. So if there's anything like threatening, like don't go near that guy with 3 eyes because they'll melt you, or something like that.
Oh, okay.
As it ties into the database, right? So it's just like a constant, I saw this, and is that bad? And the database can update him.
Okay. I think the database is keeping you updated. You're getting a lot of pings on like a lot of stuff that's in the Bureau's database. None of it super dangerous, but all of it a little bit, a little odd.
Fair enough.
Not necessarily what you would expect at a carnival, probably what you would expect at a carnival that the Bureau sent you to investigate.
But lots of known unknowns, things encountered before, but every cryptid is their own cryptid, and to put them all under one category is just not advisable.
Yeah, don't do that. We don't lump all cryptids together.
Of course not.
Of course not. That's not something that the Bureau would ever do. Okay, so if you get on the carousel, I would like to know, which horsey do each of you pick? And I say horsey, but like, there's ones that have like dogs and cats and pegasi and all that stuff. What are you riding on the carousel?
Brett is looking for one of the little carts behind one of them that is going to be far more lower, stable, and a wider bench. You're going to be able to kind of sit down in there and not have to climb up over anything, and just kind of so one of the kind of like a horsey sidecar, something like that.
Safety first.
Go ahead.
Okay, Felician looks at like a lower a pony, probably like not one of the big horse, because he knows that like the top of the guitar might like if he if he gets on something that's too high. So he gets a small pony and then realize that most of the others are standing behind him. So he decides to sit like backward on the pony, and just like looks at the other, eyebrow raised, like, we're doing this.
Eddie's gonna find a bear, like a grizzly bear thing,
Oh,
and sit up on top of the bear because it gives him a little bit higher advantage point, so he can like sort of turn and look both ways around the wheel and see if he can see anything really odd, more odder than random people with horns and feathers.
Nim is going to find the garish, like carnival colored moose.
Carnival colored moose.
It's like bright pink and yellow and
I love.
Oh God, I love this. All right, each of you has your rides. The carousel does start up. And it goes around one time as normal. And then it goes around one time and you can still see the carnival around you, but it's like looking at it through water.
Now, in his nice, stable, wide seated position, Brett has also gotten out a couple of instruments and has some things as we're going around. Like nice little, I think a little gyroscope, accelerometer, and it's kind of like, so he's like dangling something. And he should making a lot. You got a notebook out and making all sorts of notes as this is all happening and going around.
Okay.
So it looks like everything's underwater for one rotation.
It's
Or
more
it's
like, yeah, you know, like an aquarium, how like you see things, like it's like not necessarily that there's glass around you, but that there's water around you, not on top of you, but just like looking at things through a sheet of water. Yeah, it's all sort of wobbly, and distant, and in fact, it's quieter. You can't hear it so well, and everything gets a little bit further away as the carousel continues turning.
Can we can still breathe normally?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not actual water. It's just that sort of wobbly. Yeah.
Sure. Eddie will very like quietly, like into the microphone, go, anybody else seeing that?
I see it. I am trying to focus on my instruments. I they can lie. The spinning alone, let alone with the visible alteration there of the time. I'm feeling a little bit nauseous.
It's so slow. Really, Corporal Brett? Oh, come on. Yeah, absolutely seeing that, Eddie. But what are we making out of it? Are we making anything out of it? Feels nice. I mean,
hey, some people get motion sickness when they're the ones driving.
yeah, fair, true. But like looking at instruments though isn't helping, to be fair. Like
this is accurate. I don't believe it is helping. Other than maybe something to focus on, it is my job. I'm doing my best to power through for the sake of the team.
Doing great, Brett. Doing great. All right.
Doing good, sir. Just try not to mess up the instruments. That's all. Is there anything? Like, can we see anything through the water? Anything approaching? Anything moving? Or is it just like the world is smeared behind this sheet of...
Well, for like half a rotation, it's just like the world is smeared. And then you see a shadowy shape moving, getting bigger. Like it starts out small and then it gets bigger and bigger. And actually you can see a few shadowy shapes just coming towards, and they're not in the carnival. They're like in this sort of smear wall thing, moving. Actually, yeah, they are. It's like they're walking towards you or walking towards the carousel as you go around and see them. and then one steps through.
Are we talking humanoid shape or like just big
Some of them
blobby
are.
shape?
I think the first one to come through, vaguely humanoid shape, walks through, and it is human looking, bright green skin, bright red eyes, clearly some sort of anomaly, some sort of extra normal thing. Just steps through and walks over to the carousel and jumps on and gets onto one of the free horses that nobody is on.
Oh, so this visual kind of thing is not right at the edge of the carousel. It's kind of like at the edge of the fence surrounding the carousel. So like when it steps through it steps.
Yeah,
it's
it
not
steps
immediately
through,
on the
walks a little
carousel.
bit, and then hops onto the carousel.
Okay.
Yeah, and more shapes are doing this, more walking forward and jumping onto the carousel and stuff.
Are there other people on the carousel? First question. Or are we the
Yes.
only ones on it? Are the
There
other
are other
people? Are the other people reacting to
Yeah.
this at all?
Same question.
Most of them know. Some of them, like someone in particular, will come out and they'll be like, "Oh, hey, hi," and like give them a hand up.
Okay. Okay.
I think one shape comes through, and it is, it's a little dog like walking on their hind legs, and they jump up onto the carousel, and they happen to be, Brett, right near your cart, and there's multiple seats in those little carts. And the little dog jumps up and hops into the cart with you. He goes, "Hey, how you doing?"
Oh, they talk. Okay.
Good. Brett grabs one of his instruments in particular for taking energy samples, and kind of like, I think it's in his bag still, so he kind of like turns it on and just like turns the bag in his lap so it's pointed towards it without like looking down in the bag, trying to get a reading on this talking walking dog that's now sitting next to him, which if it wasn't for Trip might put him over the edge, but it makes it just not quite there. It's like, okay, Brett, we're working on this. Trip has helped us out a lot of this department. We're not going to judge. We're not going to judge. We are going to take a reading because that's what we're here for. That's what the handbook says. But we're going to calm, professional, best face forward.
Are all of these things green-skinned and red-eyed, or do they look different?
They all look different. They're
Okay.
like different beings. Most look clearly extra normal. Some look sort of human. Some just look human, but it's like this carnival. It's like this carousel is picking up people and giving them a ride to the carnival from somewhere else.
Okay.
Brett, the readings you're getting are clearly extra normal with a little bit of fractalation energy just sort of on them.
So yeah, with these entities coming in with this, particularly with the statement of they're coming from other places and using this kind of as a means of transportation, is that picked up by any of our equipment? Kind of the breaks in, I don't know if I want to say reality, but the basically the dislocation of locations and space between this and what should be right outside this.
Yeah, I mean, you picked up a bunch of fractalation energy from here. So I think you're also getting a bunch of that fractalation from the area around the carousel, where people are coming from.
Eddie's just he's gonna stay on his bear, and if they happen to make eye contact as they're climbing on, he'll hey,
Not at him.
Yeah.
nod at him. And,
Love that.
Yeah, and then very, again, quietly, because he's trying not to let everybody hear, he goes, Sir, this is some kind of event. I don't know what's causing it, but I don't know if it's the carousel or not, but we gotta find a way to figure out how to get back where we were, maybe? Or I don't know.
I
Well,
mean, let's not assume that at the end we won't just be at the carnival, right? I mean, there's nothing telling us
That's
it will
fair.
all
That's
disappear,
fair.
right?
it-
Maybe it's just a way for all of those people to get into the carnival. I don't know. You can ask
We're
them. Like you have an interlocutor, Brett, Corporal. Just ask your little friend there. Like, where are they coming from? Is this like did they mean to come here? Just like shut them up a little.
it does seem as this maybe some sort of device for translocating entities from various, but some sort of nexus type event inside a fractal point. So this is which might be a means of egress, something we should discuss afterwards. But I think Felicia maybe be right. Just a moment. Like Brett kind of turns to the thing next to him. So business or pleasure.
Oh, a little bit of both. What was this voice I was doing? But whatever. A little bit of both. I mean, I'm here for the carnival. I'm also here for the carnival. You got to come to my show later. We're in the little blue tent.
You're a performer.
Yeah.
The delightful. May I ask what your specialty is?
Little of this, little of that, some acrobatics, some juggling, but like the getting juggled, we got a guy.
That's fascinating. Brett like turns around in the seat to try to look back at whoever's going to be on whatever teammate is going to be on the nearest thing behind him, and it's like,
Ask him his name, Butcher. Ask him, like, make a friend, man. Make a friend.
Oh yeah.
As you're doing this, the carousel slows down and comes to a stop, and as it does, the sort of waviness around you goes away, and you're back at the carnival with all these new people on the carousel, and they all get off and file out.
See?
And I assume you do as well.
See, we're all good. Just a nice little trip.
Right.
I
Great.
mean, it was as boring as carousels usually are, guys. It wasn't anything special.
Nah, it was pretty simple. People, while the carousel was running. I mean, that's not like every day that you see that, I guess.
I
But
need
no,
to know
you
what
mean
kind
you're
of
right.
festivals you usually go to, Nim. Because, yeah.
That's a carousel for you.
That's great. We're gonna head to break. Now that I've gotten them off this carousel. We'll be back in about 10 minutes with a brief summary of what happened last time. So if you've got friends who couldn't catch us before, we'll tell them what happened before. So come on in 10 minutes.
Hey.
Hey.
and welcome back to Continuity Errors, Session 2, Hour 2. If we did have some stuff happen last time, does anyone want to summarize, or shall I?
Go for it, Algie. I think you probably have a better sense of the whole picture.
Great. So after an explosion last session, everybody had some sort of weird visions in this null space. I say visions, mostly they heard things. Some of you saw things. And then woke up at a carnival, which, of course, the Bureau sent them to, and that they've been here to investigate this whole time, right? Totally, yes. After getting some readings on the weird things happening at this carnival, the team finally did go inside and decided to investigate the weird things going on at the carousel. Upon getting on the carousel, things turned sort of hazy, and then some people stepped out of the haziness and got onto the carousel. I keep trying to say caravel, which is a different thing entirely.
Ooh, ice cream cake.
I think that's Carvel, right?
I think Caravel is a kind of ship.
Caravel is
Caravel
is from Starfall. Cam.
I know, but in Caravel is a kind of like sailboat, big sailboat too.
Fair. Yes.
That's
Okay.
what I meant.
Anyway, so they got on the carousel. People came from somewhere else, and I say people, and really they are people, because what are cryptids and spooky creatures and talking dogs than people?
Exactly.
Got on, and they were just, going about their business, catching a ride on a carousel like you do. But it freaked out the team a little bit, except for Nim, who thought it was boring. But then Nim's just here for the food, which they apparently still can't have. But we'll see how that goes.
I did get some raccoon popcorn, though.
You did get some raccoon popcorn, that's right. Which, who knows where Trip got that popcorn? Really?
We don't ask.
It was food.
Food. At some point, Trip's
Just
going
don't
to reach into her pouch and pull out an entire turkey leg for Nim.
We stand Trip. Okay.
All right, so here you all are, having exited your first ride at the carnival. Now what?
Can we at least
Mick,
go on
I
a roller
think your
coaster?
mic is Mick. I think your mic is mute. Mick, I think your mic is mute. Okay.
All right, now, yeah, I don't know if it was just me or Eddie. I don't know if you had any readings on that. It does seem that this does seem to be some sort of device that can aggregate fractal energy and connect to other spaces. We may want to see about setting a recall beacon here to try to tap that from the Bureau to see if we need an emergency extraction. I believe that is under Section 10 in the field manual. Yeah, so we should maybe see about setting a base station and some sort of connection to this device.
I mean, I'd like to spend more time checking this thing out because it's nothing like anything I've ever seen, but we don't know where it's anchored to. I mean, like, we don't know where everybody just came from. You mean you want me to set a beacon that'll get us back to HQ?
If perhaps you could connect to this, set up one of the autonomous data collection units you have, and perhaps we can get enough of readings on it to maybe kind of slip in. And yes, it's probably connected to somewhere, but we may be able to redirect that.
Oh yeah, I can do that. Sure, no problem. He'll start digging in a pocket and pull out a little device that he'll very quickly turn around and hop back up on the carousel and tuck it under the chin of Flamingo.
Yes. All right, explain to me what this is doing, or what you're trying to make it do.
It's just a little device that will continually like scan the area, like the area of the carousel. It has a relatively limited range. It'll scan the area of the carousel and send it back to the laptop that he's got, just like constant readings on temporal whatever it's doing. Like if it's making a shift to pick up people and get them through that wall of haze, water, whatever it was, and then shifting back to the real world so that they can get off and join the carnival. Whatever it's doing, it'll keep track of that and just send that data back to the laptop. Assuming that it doesn't, and you are the
Glitch.
GM, you get
Yeah.
to decide whether it actually works. But assuming it doesn't glitch when it shifts back and forth.
The assumption that I would have being with Brett spending a lot of his a kind of area of study on fractalations, and with the Bureau itself being founded in large part to deal with fractal events, it would not be, I would presume it would not be terribly uncommon for a similar events in other investigations where there is something that aggregates energy and allows kind of stepping between some of these fractal planes. And so what Brett is presuming is this carousel does something similar.
Mhm.
And even if it is not, that is kind of the presumption based on his experience, what Brett would be assuming that does. And yeah, having Eddie plant a device on it that would seek to just continue collecting data to affirm, deny, possibly utilize that later.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you plant it and it's going to collect data, and I'll tell you the results of that data later.
Good deal.
Nice.
I mean, you know, you don't want just one round of the carousel for data collection. You need
Nah.
you need
it
some
needs to
time.
keep going.
You need some
Right,
time.
exactly.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. So now that you've planted this, where are you going?
All right, Corporal, are you ready to go to the big tent now?
The big Brett looks at the carousel and just thinks about just like, what happened on that the big tent. Well, it's not midnight yet. I got clearly the best. That is would most likely to be something happening. I think we probably another small Dibigard Hosid. I think that went as well as could. I think
Okay, got it. Yeah, got it.
Experience
Smaller.
If we're gonna go on another ride, can it at least be like a roller coaster or something?
I feel like if something goes wrong in a roller coaster, though, like it's kind of harder to get off or harder to. Yeah, I'm
Nothing
not a
went
big
wrong
fan
on
of
the
roller
carousel?
coaster. Just not a big fan of roller coaster.
That's valid, and neither am I.
So,
I mean, what kind of roller coaster are you talking about? I mean, you want like one of those spinny things, or you want like the spider things that like whip you through the air, or what are you looking for, Nim?
Just something that's more fun than that. You make me come to a carnival, you won't let me get food, then you stick me on a carousel.
Nim wants a thrill. Nim's a thrill seeker.
I mean, if Nim wants a thrill, I've got thrills. You went on a relatively tame thing I had prepared for you. I've got thrills.
Eddie was
Now,
the
Nim,
next one
I-
that has fractalation things.
See, I feel like Eddie will look at the laptop, but I feel like this is a thing where I should just pitch it to you, Algie. You tell us where a thing that is more exciting than a carousel is that we can head for Nim's sake. That is not the big top yet. We're looking for something smaller, but not as tame as horses
Carousel.
bouncing up and down. Yeah.
Oh, is Eddie looking for something to entertain Nim? That's so nice.
Eddie might be scrolling through and like kind of looking around in the direction of where this thing is pointing him and trying to find something that looks not like he really doesn't want to go on, those swing things where they go up on a tower and they like whip around. He doesn't want to do that because he has horrible images of what would happen if they got on that. But
That's
but
fair.
he's looking for something, like a tilt-a-whirl, like a something more exciting. I'm trying to think of carnival rides and my brain is going blank.
Cup ride.
Like a cup ride.
I mean, there's-
those are plenty fast and scary. I think that would be
Yeah.
good.
I
And
mean,
so
there's not.
preferably something that won't make Brett throw up all over them either.
Oh,
But you
God.
know,
Oh God.
He hasn't
I mean,
been
there's
every
not
time.
just rides here. It is a more sort of old-fashioned traveling carnival. There's the rides,
Games.
there's the
Ooh.
food, there's the games, the
Yes.
acrobatic show, the
Is
hall
there
of mirrors.
is there a freak
Mhm.
show? Is there a freak show maybe that we can try to scare Nim?
Everybody's around is weird. Would there
No,
be a
no,
freak
but
show?
they're-
It's
yeah,
all
but-
humans. Normal
Everyone
humans.
around is weird. There is a museum of oddities. I'm just looking through my list. There's a knife thrower, a fortune teller, a puppet show. I don't know if there would be exactly a freak show because again, everybody here is
That's true. That's fair. That's
yeah.
valid.
But there are like acrobatic shows, strongman show.
Strong.
Sorry, someone's in chat say.
Yeah, I have to agree with our chat commentary. The one that stuck out in my head in that list was the puppet show. But I don't know if
For-
Nim would consider that as thrilling. So
The name is a puppet. Well,
For-
puppet,
Perhaps some nice midway games.
Sorry, did you say Nim is a puppet?
No, Nim has. Sorry, H-A-S.
has
Nim
a puppet.
has a puppet.
Wow,
Well,
is this
technically.
a character secret I don't know yet?
No, Nim has a plushie that could technically be a puppet.
Oh my God.
Jeffrey is a friend. Excuse you.
Jeffrey is a friend.
And why couldn't it be a puppet?
Okay, Eddie will
Friend
go.
puppet?
You know, there's if we go over where like the games are, you know, the like all the games that people are playing, there's something going on over there. We could check out what that is. I mean,
Yeah.
that might be more fun than sitting on something going around in a circle for you, Nim. Does that sound like more your speed?
I mean, anything I don't have to sit still with.
Fair. I mean, most rides like require you to like actually sit down and enjoy those.
Yeah, but they're moving at least.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to
Anyway, let's go check out the games then. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
Corporal. You good
a
with that?
lovely idea. I can't see what the games sound quite delightful. I think this is an excellent idea.
Knife throwing show.
Excellent idea.
Yeah, maybe we can get like Trip a little friend, boss.
Are Trip and Jeremy not friends?
Well, I mean, Trip is not allowed to take Jeffrey off.
Oh, right, Jeffrey, not Jeremy. I don't know. Anyway,
I was
Trip's,
like, who's Jeremy?
Jeffrey,
Jeremy's
Jeremy,
Jeremy's
J
Jeffrey's twin. Remember?
names.
Stop.
He just hasn't been turned into a doll yet. That's all.
lot of cow stuff just sort of going on here. All right. So you are going to the carnival games, of which there are several. There's, you know, the shoot a thing with water until it reaches the top. There's the strongman game where you hit the thing until it hits the bell. There's knock over things. There's get rings through like onto the what do you call it, onto the bottles or whatever. And I think as you arrive there, the people around the games booth see your little ticket stubs and they say, oh, for you, each of you can have one free try at any of these games, no charge.
All right, team. Now I feel it is my obligation to remind you all that even the most mundane of carnivals do exhibit a tendency to alter the physics, particularly in the midway section. Luck is known to be affected by carnival midway games. So factoring that into even the baseline things, we have no idea what we're dealing with at a carnival fractalation event. Just be aware.
Duly noted. Thank you, Britt.
So if it doesn't include luck, we're fine.
Even if it include all games typically include luck, the matter is just how much the luck has been altered from its baseline readings.
So you don't want us towing you a giant hamster.
I would absolutely love a giant hamster.
Love it. All right, so side mission: get Brett, Corporal, Brett, a giant hamster.
I think Trip is already like tossing rings on the one where you're trying to get the rings.
It's Trip playing for Brett.
If Trip doesn't have a dexterity, does she?
Oh, like I was like, what? It's got the like kind of opposable thumbs. I got the raccoon head, but I think mechanically for a game.
Trix doesn't have stats. Does Trix have stats?
I feel like going with a standard array, dexterity would be Trip's high one. So 13.
Okay.
Super
right.
dexterous raccoon thing.
Probably low strength, average willpower.
Yeah, this seems correct for raccoons. 6 hands also, so
Mm-hmm.
or 6 legs. That's hands on
Hands,
raccoons.
legs.
Yeah, they got opposable toes, right? Like opposable thumbs on their
On the back
hind
part,
legs.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
That's
I
more
think
of
it's
just
only
kind of
on
a
the
plotty.
But it is
thing.
Trip. She might have a prehensile tail for all we know.
True. That's true.
There's just a hand on the end of the
We
tail
call
as
it a
well.
We call her a raccoon, but
Thumbs
truly,
all over.
Until a second ago, Trip was really cute. Now,
I do not think that that's canon. Trip does not actually have a hand on the end of her tail.
Okay.
maybe she's just hiding it.
God. Nick, if you'd like to roll dexterity for Trip,
So what am I rolling for this? Is it beating a 13?
it's a
Is it
D20 and you
D20?
want to get under a 13.
Huh?
Which normally for Agents of the Odd would be a save. I think in this case, maybe a save, yeah.
Does Trip make it?
14.
No.
Oh, just
close.
over.
No. You're cheating the grease the bottles.
So if I may, I think Trip misses
Mhm.
all of them, looks around very discouraged, and then would absolutely jump down behind the thing and go try to put one of the rings on a bottle and then go back.
Food.
I mean, yes, but
I said try to. I did not say that's what it.
so someone else is also at this ring game throwing rings. And they throw a ring, they make the target, and they point at Trip and say, I want that one.
Jeez.
Trip, no.
And attempt, oh God. Kids, don't try this at home. This child attempts to pick up your 6-legged raccoon.
Oh no.
I'm going to
no.
bite a child, Nick.
Trip is not going to be super on board with that. Is going to be just like running, trying to run all over them and stay out of their grasp. I think Trip reaches into their pouch and she would pull out some pouch sand and just and then try to run off.
Oh,
Wow.
sounds really good.
Is it really sand?
Is it sand or is it just like dead
Do we want
cells?
to know?
Oh,
Like
don't
dead
I was gonna say
skin.
dandruff,
Don't ask.
raccoon dandruff.
Dead yeah.
Oh,
Just-
don't ask. Don't ask.
Skin cells that they just
Do we want
crave.
to know is the question.
I think
It
it's
is
sand.
100% sand. It's sand.
Just a little bit of pouch sand.
Sure. Sure.
Kind of like Eric is definitely not steak.
The steak is not Eric.
we-
Eric could be steak.
Eric is maybe steak, but not that steak.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh God. Terrifying and awful.
Now
This is
being
great.
served at the Gilded Pheasant.
Ugh.
Oh God.
Aye.
All right. I think Trip's gonna get away fine and I guess scramble back onto Brett's shoulders into your bag or whatever.
I think
what-
after that, Trip would be a little bit nervous and would probably be seeking refuge in the bag.
Oh.
So you just see, like,
bag.
Trip goes up over the shoulder into the bag, and then you see it, just the zipper go from the outside, like. Just
Hey, Nim,
Yeah.
you look like you could be kind of good at this. And Felicia points toward one of the hammer thing that you need to like, and it goes. It makes the doing. Anyway, you understand what I mean, right? Like it goes up and like do if you're strong enough. So that's what Felicia.
Eddie goes,
at.
yeah, I was just gonna suggest it. I was gonna say you might want to go try that because that seems like your kind of game.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how good I'm gonna be, but it'll be fun.
You'll be fine.
Now, beyond the fun, it is going to be very, very important. Please make sure you take some notes to include in your report as you go. General half of the hammer. Anything you can. You win velocity. I trust your judgment. But just make sure to include that in your report later, please.
Wait, we have reports?
Shh, no, don't mind.
Is it like a book report?
No. It's just like basically you say we went to a carnival. We went on a carousel, and we hit something with the hammer to make it go high, and that's a
Okay, I
report,
can
dude.
just use
That's a
your
report.
notes. I can use your notes, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's
I'm-
like the what I did on my summer vacation essays.
Very much that.
I prefer the
Perfect.
photo montage.
You're gonna get in one of the booths where it does like the different pictures and just
Yeah.
submit that.
Yeah, I submit a PowerPoint.
Oh God, wonderful. Okay. Nim, are you going to go get the hammer to hit the bell?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's saying it's a good idea, so it obviously has to be a good idea.
It's such a good idea.
idea.
It's such a good idea.
The best idea.
This hammer is so heavy. Like you can lift it, but it is weirdly very, very heavy. You're very good at lacrosse though.
I mean, lacrosse sticks aren't heavy, but
That's true. But you lift the heavy boxes. Totally very, very big and strong. You can lift it, but it's a little difficult.
yeah.
Make me a strength throw. Roll me strength.
Is that the
You're-
D20 as well?
Yes, you're trying to roll under whatever your strength is.
Well, that's good because I rolled a 2.
Yes.
Hey.
That's almost like a complete success, right? One is
Yeah, a one is an automatic success. A 2 would be a success unless your strength is 1.
It's a 13.
Good. You're
Yes,
so
I
good at this.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, you lift up this hammer and you bring it down, and it goes up and it hits the bell, and the person at the booth goes, "Oh, congratulations! What prize did you want?"
Is there the giant hamster?
Yes, there's a giant hamster.
Yes.
Well, no, there's not the giant hamster, but it's like a big hamster. It's a
I'll
big
t-
hamster.
I'll take it.
it's Carnival Midway Game 101. You have to earn your way up to the biggest prizes. They're gonna give you the little one. You have to play again.
So we gotta like combine them all. Okay. But
Okay.
until we can get the big one, boss, it's yours.
No, I will admit I had my concerns over the investigation of the anomaly, but I really do feel like we're having some lovely bonding here, and I really appreciate this.
I mean, if you don't want it.
No, I very much want it.
Oh, Nim, do you want something for you? No. Okay, just making sure.
The guy at the carnival booth.
What kind of wager? I'm afraid I didn't bring any money with me. Really.
Sorry, one
Right.
second. It looks like we're having a lag. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Is Twitch having problems?
Apparently so.
Apparently so.
Yeah. Oh, we are stopped.
Oh no.
Yeah.
When did it stop?
I think it just stopped.
Oh. Oh, I see. What kind of
Mm. Okay, I
I think it was at the wager.
think that we
before
are back. Okay, hey, sorry about that. Looks like there were maybe some issues on Twitch, but I think we're back now. So Nim just won a big hamster, but not the giant hamster, and the Carnival Games person is attempting to offer them a wager for the big hamster, the giant hamster. And I think you were just saying something.
What? I mean, like, what kind of wager? I don't have any money. Well, a lot. Actually, did I bring money with me?
I mean, I'm sure Brett has some. Right, Brett?
I am not responsible for team allowances. You will receive a per diem. You should have been given that. But I don't typically hold. I don't believe so. Brett pulls out a field manual, like the manual, and starts leafing through it. I pretty sure I'm not in charge of that.
And he's just gonna put a hand on Nim's shoulder and look at the guy behind the booth and say, "Can just tell us what the wager is?
Oh,
Like, give us the
don't-
details of the Don't worry about the money. We just need to know what the details of the wager is." Yeah.
Not the money, not the money. What I would need you to do is go
Yeah.
through 5 games. Win 3 out of those 5, giant hamster. Lose 3 out of those 5. And I will be borrowing cumulonimbus dough.
Hang
Are we
on a
allowed
second,
multiple player?
Did you tell this person your full name?
Good point. Good point.
I don't think so. Am I wearing like a name tag?
I mean, not right now.
No.
Not right now. It's the carnival tonight. We still need you to see everything you want to see and come to our grand finale. I would never mess with anything the ringmaster was doing, but later.
Who are you?
Boss, am I allowed to have part-time work?
I mean, as far as I'm aware, this wouldn't be for any real compensation. You're getting a wager for a stuffed animal, which I don't believe can be construed as moonlighting for any sort of conflicting interest payment. So I see no issue with it.
Okay.
Beyond my base concerns, but answering your question directly.
Hang on a second, because did you listen to what he said? The wager was he's gonna borrow Nim.
Nim.
Oh, I have a lot
If
of
we-
problems with the wager in and of itself. I was merely trying to directly answer the
Okay, I
question
just
as
wanted to make
asked.
sure that you heard before we got into the whole negotiation of part-time work and all of that kind of thing, because that's a totally different category of what we're talking about. I think.
Issues.
But it is also the common practice. I'm led to believe, again, flipping through to a different chapter of the field manual book to gain the trust of individuals in fractalation events. I sometimes engage in subterfuge. So this may be a good opportunity to try to gather some additional information, despite the inherent risk.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hey, what's your name?
Can't be make me make up a name.
I'm so sorry. I am notoriously bad.
How dare you?
I'm so sorry.
I made a carnival. Nobody has names here.
I can skip that part too.
Stratus batter.
Valid question. Valid question.
You know,
Stick with
just
it.
call me Joe.
Joe. All right, Joe.
Your regular Joe.
Yeah, you're okay. Okay, regular Joe. You were saying something about like the ringmaster or some shit that like. What were you saying about that?
Yes, the ringmaster wants everyone to come to the grand finale tonight. It's very important.
Okay.
So
what's
I
going to
would
happen?
borrow Nimbus until some later date.
But okay, what if we agree to this wager, and if we win, you tell us what's going to happen during the grand finale tonight?
But the hamster.
And the hamster. I'm so sorry.
And the
And the
hamster?
hamster. Yeah, and the hamster. Come on.
I mean,
look
that's
at,
2 for 1.
but you did not mention how long you would be borrowing Nimbus for. And I mean, look at this specimen. Like, it's worth like a fucking plushie. Yeah. And like
Sir,
a bit of information.
If I may, and perhaps if we were to win 4 of 5 games, perhaps you could provide us this additional information.
Oh yeah,
I'm
that
gonna-
too. Yeah.
Sorry, my pet rabbit is making noises. I'm going to make a willpower roll for this fellow, Joe.
You did ask for Joe.
That's a 14. He had a 10. He says, well, all right. Technically, well, never mind about that. Fine. You win, I'll give you 2. I win, or, you lose. You'll give me one. Giant hamster. And what the grand finale has in store for you.
I mean, that's not. I don't feel like it's my job to ask, but how long are you going to plan to borrow Nim for? Like, what's this borrowing?
Oh, not long.
reason? Not long.
Only as long as necessary. Depends, on the scenarios.
That's kind of vague. Like I want to tell you that. Like
I'll
it's
give
kind
them
of
back.
vague.
Don't worry about that. I'll give them back.
What whole?
Will you give him
Yes,
back?
whole.
Will you give him back the way you took him?
Yeah.
I do feel that even the unknown variables ahead of this, which we don't get to actually particularly say on before there is a little bit an untenable arrangement. If I were to have 2 cents to add,
We realize we're discussing wagering on whether or not he gets to take Nim at all. I mean, we're wagering on Nim.
Yeah, Nim. What's
So,
your
I
your
I
view on that?
believe Nim is wagering on Nim.
I
Oh.
mean, if you guys think it's a good idea.
It's a terrible idea. Don't do it.
No, but the thing is, Joe, are we allowed to like be several players on that? Because we all have different skills and stuff like that. It's like 4 games, 4 skills, 5 games, 5 skills, 5 actually. Different players.
Sure, why not?
So if
Boss,
we
what
all-
do you
if-
think?
If we all play, does that mean you borrow all of us?
No,
or just
no.
Nim?
That's not the deal. No.
That was never the deal. Anything.
We're still.
I mean, Nim, are you up for it?
I mean, if you guys think it's a good decision, I don't like. This is a job. What's another job?
Nim, buddy, you know that like somebody borrowed Eric and mushed him into a cow.
I'm
No, but
pretty
he
sure
did-
there was not any wager or arrangement discussing those
You're-
terms
you're
beforehand,
missing
Yeah,
so
that's
we do
true.
have that
missing-
advantage.
You're missing the point. You're all missing the point. The point being, we're talking about letting Joe take Nim if we don't win the game.
But bring them back in the same bring them back in the same state that they actually like borrowed it. So.
I'm gonna voice my objection to this idea.
Oh, you're
And
okay.
that's-
You're stating.
I object.
Okay, you
I
object.
object to the idea of trading them for anything. If I'm overruled, I'm overruled, but I object.
Well, I do consider this an undesirable situation. It is our duty to investigate, to try to deal with this event and resolve it. And we are a field team here meant to address these things, and sometimes that means doing things we are not particularly eager to do. I'm very familiar with that particular feeling myself. That said, it is Nim. This is, I think, on you to make this choice.
I mean, if I like, you're the boss, so
Nim,
Nim, you gotta decide for yourself, buddy.
you gotta make a
You
choice.
gotta make a choice.
Then
I mean, I'm
yeah.
okay either way. And if you guys think that it's worth more to us to I mean, it's just being borrowed. I'll come back.
Brett takes a big sigh and steps over to Joe and says, "Sir, but if I may, I offer a slight alteration to the arrangement. What if perhaps I were to help you with whatever it is you need in place of Nim?"
Oh.
Question.
Afraid not. No. Sorry.
Okay, never mind.
What was your question also the same?
No.
Yeah, what's your question?
My question was, have you forgotten, all of you, that you have microphones on you?
Oh, that wasn't in secret. That
Okay.
We're in
just-
secret.
Just
We are
reminding.
witnessing
Brett
there
that.
are
tried to
microphones
offer
on that.
himself.
Yeah, that is actually commendable. Yeah, that's yeah. Respect, dude. Respect.
That was just a friendly reminder.
Nim, it does see the choice is on you, and it looks at his watch, and then the clock up on the thing, and then his watch. We are limited amount of time to finish investigating this before the apparent big event. So apparently I'm unable to make this decision for you or stand in your place. So
Just flip a coin.
You can say no.
Yeah, it feels important though. So it's just games, guys.
Yeah, and if
It's just
everybody can
games.
participate, everybody can help, right?
Yeah. So yeah, sure.
All right. Everyone pick a game that you would like to play.
what was
Can
the
you
option?
repeat the games?
All the usual Carney games, throwing rings, throwing balls, shooting a thing with water, probably beanbag toss, the hammer thing, popping balloons, all the regular ones. I'm just asking you to pick so I can decide whether it's a dex or a strength. Probably not a willpower.
Hmm.
Please not a willpower.
Throwing baseballs at milk jugs.
Perfect.
Throwing arrows at balloons to make them blow up.
Mm-hmm.
Arrows or darts.
Yeah,
Is there one of the ones like the BB gun and the animals that kind of the little mechanical ones that go along?
yeah, absolutely.
I think Brett might try that.
Nim, what are you doing?
I'm trying to think of what other ones would count as straight.
Sorry.
If you want to do the hammer one again, you absolutely can.
I feel like it's gonna be harder.
No, it's you're literally rolling against your strength, so it's the same.
Okay.
I cannot change it. Or I can, but I'm not going to.
Unless you think a bull ride is strength.
Oh, it
Bull ride
could
is strength.
be.
Bull ride is totally strength.
Could be.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, strength. Yeah, strength for Nim. I think the other three are probably dex, although the baseball one could be strength if you want to roll that.
It's all the same. My stats are the same, so.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, okay. All right, the other three we'll call dex, Nim, strength. Everybody give me a roll and we'll figure out how you do. And if somehow it is an even tie, then we'll get another game.
I want to say already, this will determine if I cheat or not. If I roll well, I don't need a cheat. Or if I will try to cheat anyway.
All right.
I have a question as well. If we want to, I guess resolve that first.
I'm so sorry for the background noise. My rabbit is he's throwing boxes.
Stewart is just part of this carnival.
He's here throwing boxes at the carnival.
That's right.
But yeah, Meg, what was your question?
Did you want to go ahead and resolve your roll first?
Who are you asking?
Cam.
Oh,
The cheat
well,
roll.
I mean, no, I feel like everybody's gonna roll like their thing, but if you have a question about more the
Mick, go ahead and ask a question.
Yeah.
So if you're attacking something, is that instead of a D20 or is that after, or how does
that is instead of a D20 if you're using a weapon to attack? Are you going to shoot it?
With the BB gun?
Oh, the BB gun, yes.
I am wondering if Brett has a bit of arcana on him. He reaches into his pocket and eyeballs this, pulls out this thing. I didn't know if I would do this or not, but Brett has a hunter's talisman.
All right. Now I have to give hit points to cardboard animals.
They're magical carnival.
Oh
cardboard
God.
animals, though.
They are magical cardboard animals, which I guess counts as beasties.
That was my
Hmm.
question: is if that talisman would be able to affect this, since whether they are beasts or not.
All right. I'll let you. I'll give you the D12 for that. By default, being not huge threats, they do have 4 hit points. So you got to roll over 4 with your D12. Is that better odds than dexterity?
Yes.
All right.
I think. Yeah.
Okay. Math on the
So-
fly.
So there's no like attack and then damage. It's just if the D12 is higher.
I'm pretty sure. Let me just double check. Yeah, they subtract their armor score and then reduce their hit points by the remainder of however much you attacked by. Which they're cardboard animals. I don't think they have armor points.
Cardboard.
I
not
sure
very
hope they
resilient. Yeah.
It's your game, Algie.
Would you? Am I doing one roll for this? Would you like to say if there's a specific number of them and I have to take out so many of them, or
We're gonna say one roll in the interest of time.
are we all now rolling together? Or
All
I
right,
need,
everybody.
I need to roll last, to be very fair.
All right,
Okay, are we doing the thing?
We're doing the
roll,
thing?
roll them bones.
12 for 12.
Nice.
Oh, 10 for 10. So
You're
does it-
on or under, so you succeed.
I guess. Okay, yeah, I'm on my dex. 10.
Yes, if you're on your dex, you succeed.
Ah,
5 for a 10.
I like to cheat. Yeah.
5 for a 10. That's 3 out of 5. Nim doesn't even have to go if they don't want to, but they can.
Do it. Do
I mean, I rolled a 6 out of 13. I
Um,
have strength.
6. Not
you
that's
also
good.
do so
You
good.
succeed. Fuck yeah. We're naming this shit. Sorry.
Hell yes. Okay. This guy looks a little disappointed. He's like, oh well. All right. Here's your giant hamster in addition to the already large hamster you have.
It's
I
a
hope you
small
can
one.
carry it. Have
I
fun.
don't have to return the large. I get both.
No, you won both fair and square. Well, Nim won both fair and square.
But they are for you, boss.
Well, I suppose they could a roommate situation. Yeah, to keep each other company. Well, away. Two is good.
And the other thing you wanted to know was what happens at the grand finale.
Yeah. Give us a tea.
Well, we put on a show. Everyone in the carnival, big show, big production. The ringmaster is, of course, in charge. And then we do a little bit of an extra show with audience participation. And tonight is very, very special. Because I heard that tonight, agents from Beef will be there.
And how would that make it like special?
Oh, deeply, deeply special. You know, the whole everything we do here is really very upsetting to Beef.
So now what even is beef? Did you say? I've never even heard of such a thing. Are you sure that if you don't want to tell us, I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean, when would that change? Like, if those people were there, and what is those people? Who are those people? Is that like the
if such people even exist?
Eddie goes, that's good information to know. I mean, you know, whoever they are, but it's good information to know. Thank you for holding up your end of the bargain. Yeah, we appreciate it. It's always nice to have somebody who deals fairly when they make a trade like that.
Look, we rig the games, but if you win the games,
Yeah. So yeah, and including like what would happen to like the public and people in the audience, for during this big finale. Do they all
well,
like
the audience should be fine, unless, of course, the agents cause problems. After all, Beef, they're loose guns when it comes to people like us.
So we know beef, we don't know beef. But I see your point. I guess.
So does Beef hate carnies?
Name you wonder.
I think I think
don't
we
know.
the game was played, right? I mean, we got
Yeah.
what
fair
we
is fair.
wanted.
Yep, yep,
The
Thanks,
deal
Joe.
is set. So
Yep, we should probably just be on our way. Yep.
yeah, I think that's a good
Yeah.
idea. So yeah, thanks. But again, thank you for the fair answer, and thank you for the game. We appreciate it.
Truly, Joe. Thank you.
Yeah, enjoy the hamsters. Great.
Yeah.
All right. Which of the attractions are you thinking of heading to next? We're going on break in a few minutes, but I would like to know.
So you can prepare for us.
He's prepared, but
Let's see. What else do we need to do?
What were some of the other ones? There was the
puppet show seemed very popular.
Halloween
The
House of Mirrors?
acrobatics, House of Mirrors, Museum of Curiosities, knife thrower, fortune teller. There's snacks. There's food around.
I was gonna say definitely trying
We
to
did just
smuggle
have a
some
Nim
food.
bit, but
Yeah.
Might try to get to thank Nim for going along with that. Might try to get some food, give it to Nim. Thanks.
I think
but
we might consider the Hall of Mirrors too. That might be
Oh,
something to investigate.
sure. I mean, those are creepy
Fantastic.
though.
Well,
They're very
it's a
creepy.
carnival.
Yes. It's a
it's a
carnival.
carnival.
Carnivals are nice.
As long as I don't have to deal with clowns.
No,
No,
clowns
it's fair.
performing, I believe, is on our list of soft stops for this game. So there are clowns at this carnival. We're not doing anything with them today.
Thank you.
No thanks.
No.
Thank you.
All right. I mean, Felician, if you want to grab Nim a snack on your way to the Hall of Mirrors, of course you can. Or at least, as far as I'm concerned, you can.
Yeah.
Don't let the boss see.
As we walk
Pretty
away,
sure the
I'm
bus
just
will
gonna
see them.
lean over to Brett. So was there's something in the manual about carnies or carnivals that I missed?
No, the issue tends to be with the fractalation events, out of hand cryptids, those sorts of things. I mean, not that those things cannot overlap with a carnival type of atmosphere. So good fractalation events take many forms. Borrow a little bit from the various social construct concepts, but nothing particularly against carnivals that I'm aware of.
Okay, but he did say something about us not liking Beef, not liking them.
Well, I guess we were sent to investigate this shit, so
I mean, our job is to look into fractalations and extra normal stuff, right? So if a carnival is full of people who are extra normal, yeah, then it would make sense.
But
If-
that
however-
doesn't mean we have to hurt
however-
people, right?
we don't
But
create
however, they
problems.
know who we are, by the way. I mean, it's
Yes, no,
not
that
like
is
we
not,
walked in and said,
concerning.
hey, we're agents.
Yeah, but why don't they like us? Are we the bad
Because
people?
we investigate them, because we look into what they're doing. Because our job is to figure out what they're doing, and sometimes they're doing stuff that's not so nice, and sometimes we have to deal with the fact that they're doing things that are not so nice.
We're prodding, I guess. That's true. Yeah, I think.
Sometimes there are things in the event of shutting down an ongoing fractalation event. Sometimes there is collateral damage, but it is far below the threshold of what could happen if such an event stays open and the planes continue to intermingle. All sorts of cattywampus energies being released on that side. So there's can be in the act of.
They seem to have it handled, though. I don't know.
They don't see. No one seems mean.
Yeah.
They don't
They
seem
seem to
to
have
be
it handled.
doing anything.
With the problem could be unregulated fractalation events that remain open, allowing the energies of different planes of existence and dimensions to interact. Could lead to a feedback loop, which causes lots of problems, even if no individual in particular intends any harm.
I understood none of that.
I would love to sort of fade out on this
Yes.
argument explanation as you walk.
Yeah.
And we're going to go to a 10-minute break. Come back in 10 for a quick summary, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
Thank you so much.
So,
Okay, hello, welcome back. Alice is having some camera problems, so not visible right now, but we can still hear you, right, Alice?
Yes.
Yay.
Yay! Okay, so welcome back to the stream. For those who are just hopping in, a quick summary of what happened over the past couple of hours. Does anyone want to summarize, or shall I?
If you want to just take it away.
You're so good at this,
Okay.
Algie.
You're so good at that.
Keep it all in my head, and I have a little red string board. All right, so last session, they ended the session on a big explosion that maybe kind of sort of ripped a hole in the space-time continuum. Who knows? And they woke up. They had some spooky visions / hearing things in a sort of null space, and woke up at a carnival where they've been the whole time, right? Definitely.
Yeah.
Because Beef totally sent them to investigate this carnival, and that's their assignment that they've been on from the beginning. So they investigated the carnival. They did a quick scan of the carnival itself, which has fractalations and extra normal activity all over the place. Did a quick sort of visual scan of the people at the carnival, who are extra normal in appearance. There's people with green skin, people with horns, talking dogs, etc., etc. They got on a carousel, which did a sort of weird wavy wobbly thing, and people stepped through the air onto the carousel from somewhere else. Brett made a doggy friend.
But you've been very terrifying, doggy friend.
Very terrifying doggy
One
friend.
of the acrobats.
One of the acrobats, yeah, who also gets juggled. After this, they went to all play carnival games. Nim won a hamster, and then wagered for another round where they could win a giant hamster and some info on the grand finale. Wagered themselves to be borrowed. But luckily they won that wager, so nobody needs to worry about anything at all happening with that. Definitely.
Definitely
Right.
not.
Nim's
Thanks,
gonna
babe.
be just fine.
Uh-huh.
They also heard from this carnival game person that the grand finale is a big show. Everybody in the carnival does a show, and there's this big thing, and they have like a bit of the show with volunteer audience participation, and that tonight is special because agents with beef, I guess, I don't know your names, are going to be there tonight, and they don't really like this carnival. And this carnival doesn't really like them. But that's totally fine, because this carnival guy didn't seem to necessarily clock you all as agents, and it was like, oh yeah, you're with us, which is also something you definitely don't need to worry about. And now you are going to, was it the Hall of Mirrors?
Yeah,
To the
and
Hall of Mirrors.
trying to grab some food on the way.
Yes. I mean, if you wish to purchase food, oh wait, is Alice?
I've got it.
Okay,
you,
we
though?
can't see you yet. Oh, there you are! Yeah!
I have because I put on the little screen to not for everyone to not see me bending over my computer to get to the back of it.
There, yes. So now that the
We
summary
have
is
an
done,
Alice back. Yay.
we do have an Alice back. I assume Meg is going to fix that, because Meg is fantastic and running the stream for us,
Yes.
and
Absolutely.
we love her.
Thank you, Meg.
Thank
You
you,
know,
Meg.
they only borrowed me for a little bit, guys.
She borrowed you for a little bit, and it's fine.
Real world consequences of the game.
Oh, if we're all being haunted by our games.
Yeah.
So does Nim have more of a like sweet tooth or like salt tooth? Is that a thing? Salty.
Is
tooth?
the meat tooth a thing?
Yes, it is.
I think
Sounds like
Yeah.
a terrifying thing.
I
Sounds like
think that
canine,
is
like,
just
pointed-
Just making
Pointy
notes here
teeth.
for a meat tooth.
that just seems to be the food that I keep picking for them. It's just like steak, turkey legs.
So any turkey leg or like fancy meat or
You know, like a steak on a steak on a stick, or like a deep fried pork chop on a stick, or
Everything on a stick.
Absolutely. It's carnival food. It's all on a stick. It's all deep fried.
Good.
They'll
So-
even
Hot
take like
dog on a
fried
stick.
butter on a stick.
Hot dog on a stick. Deep fried hot dog on a stick.
There you go.
You mean a corn dog?
No, because there's no corn around it. It's just a deep fried hot dog.
It's not cornbread. It's just a hot dog in batter. That's
God,
it.
that sounds horrible.
I want to know that Felicia is going to pay for it, like as a thank you to Nymph for going along their scheme of like, yeah, let's like bargain you for for information. So yeah, Felicia is going to pay for the hot dog.
Hot dog on a stick.
on the
Just
list.
remember, Felician fed you a hot dog on a stick. That's all. That was your
Felicia-
reward.
Felicia
Hot dog on a stick.
is win my heart.
Like,
Now you have a best friend forever.
Mhm.
All right. The food doesn't do anything in particular to you. You're fine. It's fine. It's carnival. I mean, it's carnival
Carnival
food.
food.
It's very, very bad for you, but it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
going to have any specific effect. Did you see that there's like this hot dog eating contest going on? But that's something else entirely. And you're going to, I believe, the Hall of Mirrors.
why would you tease us like that? Why would you do that to them? Like, why? That's just mean, Algie.
Well,
Alright.
sorry. Are you sure that I can't go?
We should all stay together, Nim. So I mean, you got something to eat, yeah. So we should.
You guys keep wanting to research the things
the-
happening here.
You've got out some rations. I'm hearing.
Yeah, they
As
just
soon as
eat. They
as
just
soon
ate
as-
some ration.
Oh,
Nothing
okay,
weird.
Okay.
As
Yeah.
soon as I get handed the hot dog, it's just
It's gone.
like turned, like Nim turns around and just goes at it as quick as possible.
Shove an entire hot dog in your mouth.
Oh my
Gone.
God! You did not just say that out loud. Okay.
All right. Moving on. Listen, I think about food first because I'm a very hungry caterpillar. Moving on with my
Valid.
life. You're going to the Hall of Mirrors,
Yeah.
which is very spooky. You know, it's dark, but there's lights, you know, directed at the mirrors. There's some mirrors that are all distorted and stuff. There's some mirrors that are plain looking. There's some mirrors that distort everything in very strange ways. Like they'll change the colors of things. It looks like there's people standing behind you. Nim, you look at one and there's this shadow there. Brett, you look at one and like there's you and then there's you, but weirdly like big and strong and wearing like the beef insignia, which you're definitely not wearing right now. Felician, there's one of you and the blue tint to your skin is gone and you're holding your guitar. Eddie, there's one of you holding a lamp.
Oh
And
shit.
there's a moment because you didn't remember the lamp. You didn't remember Reddington and the fractalations there because this was your first assignment. But then, no, wait. Reddington was your first assignment. And the things that were disappearing there. And then you walk past that mirror and you forget for a moment. You're back to this is yeah, of course this is where we're supposed to be. This is what we're supposed to be doing. So you're getting some really weird mirror vibes. What are you doing?
Is anybody else seeing multiple versions of themselves in here? Brett is like throws his bag down and starts digging through that. Eddie, I think we might want to be taking some readings in here. I have concerned this could be a significant conjunction point in the fractalation event.
Always taking readings, boss. I mean, everything's always running. Everything I'm carrying is still on. So, we're getting readings if there's anything to read. And yeah, this is definitely a place. I mean,
Is that like some temporal stuff? And Felicien is like staring at this image of himself that is whole and normal, and like, because usually he avoids mirrors, he doesn't really like that, like to look at himself in this state, but now he's just like fixing at that particular whole human Felicien. So yeah, is that like some temporal signature or stuff?
I don't know if it's so much temporal as it's you know, I mean, like the mirror hall of mirror things always make things look weird and show you things different than the way you can see them. I think maybe these mirrors are looking into different possibilities. You know, it's not so much a
Oh.
temporal thing as it's an actual fractalation. I mean,
Oh,
gotta be.
It's my concern is this is a significant conjunction point in the ongoing fractalation, which provide and release enormous amounts of very unstable energy. So Brett is digs out one of his particular ones for his research, because a lot of his research is specifically on the energy released by fractalation events and the convergences of realities, and seeing if there is anything like that going on in here where lots of tendrils of different realities are all kind of butting up against each other at this point, if that's going on, or if this is more of a probabilities, just viewing potentials and not actually not realities mashing.
I don't know. I got a bad mirror. I think it's like foggy or something. I'm seeing just shadows.
Yes, you are absolutely getting. Sorry, I'm just trying to fix my light because the sun is setting, which means my lighting is changing. Welcome to I try to do tech on stream. Yes, you're getting readings. It's complicated because it's weird and you're getting weird readings. They're mainly readings on seeing things. There's some readings on realities meshing together, but in such a way that there is a barrier there. Like, this is not like the carousel where people were walking between places. This is, you can see them and maybe affect them or maybe be affected by them, but you can't go there and they can't come here. Probably.
If you touch the mirror, what happens?
Yes. If you touch the mirror, that depends. Which one are you touching?
The one Felicien was staring, so the one that has like his whole and perfect like human self. Like,
okay.
just yeah. Oops. Was I not supposed to do that?
If you reach out and touch that mirror, the Felicien in the mirror does not reach out towards you. And you can touch the mirror, but your hand is up against basically just blank glass. And he's just standing there sort of playing his guitar.
Nope, that's creepy. Nope.
Oh.
No. No.
All right.
If I look in someone else's mirror, do I see just the shadow still?
Oh no, this is just one mirror that was just shadows. If you look into other mirrors, you're seeing other things.
Do they see themselves or do they just see shadow?
Yes, they see themselves.
Okay.
Sometimes they see other people that are not themselves. Sometimes they see and this is true for all of you, is you see yourselves and you don't see yourselves, and you'll see like a street, or you'll see an entirely blank mirror, or you'll see like like you're standing in a hall. You're standing in a house of mirrors. It's very sort of blank here, but you see like places. And I think Brett, if you are still Brett and Eddie, if you're still tracking like the stuff going on here, there is the sort of tendrils of fractalation are converging on one place. Not so much that they're all coming from it, but that this is the biggest sort of knot of them. And there are other ones out there, but they all sort of are around one mirror.
Oh, there's one particular mirror. Eddie's going there. To that mirror.
Great.
He will say, boss, the fractalations, they're all here. They all end up here. I mean, this is the termination point right here. And if there's something that's going to come through here or do something in this place, it's going to happen right here.
It does seem that there are multiple convergence events here, but they seem to be fairly well shielded, which is incredibly atypical even for a fractalation event. Typically, a natural fractalation event would be very raw and chaotic and unshielded and just kind of lashes out with energy, if you will. This is very interesting. And we should probably investigate this. Yeah, it's this mirror. I have a feeling that is this the mirror that we find also Trip in front of, flexing in. So one of the ones that makes the tall kind of hourglass, and Trip is just like,
and she
Trip's like right next to that. Trip's like right next to the mirror in another mirror flexing.
And he's very tall right now. Very tall.
God, are you all going to this mirror?
Brett
I'm kind of just following the crowd.
Yeah,
Like
I guess we
another
all
one of these
converge.
mirrors, like catch my eye.
Perfect. As you get to this mirror, you see it is the one mirror here that is cracked. And it's not just one crack, it is spider webs of cracks going off in all different directions. And
Question.
do you look in? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, no, go ahead. I'll let you
No,
finish
go
and
ahead.
I'll ask.
I was just gonna ask if you look into it.
I was just gonna ask if the cracks, given the fact that Eddie had the flash of memory of Reddington, do the cracks in the mirror trigger any other memory? I mean, because that was his wake up moment before they got to the carnival. So is that going to come back, or is that?
It seems familiar at first, but you haven't looked in the mirror yet. If you are looking in the mirror, I'm going to need a willpower save.
Okay, I will roll for you because he's gonna look. Because he's a dummy, but
I mean, mirrors.
Anyone else looking in the mirror? Perfect. Roll me willpower.
I think Brett is going to look in the mirror, but upon being led to this mirror by the readings and seeing the significant convergence on this mirror of all these, Brett is going to pull out a pair of his lab goggles, which are designed for researching fractalation points and the minor ones that he's attempted to create and manipulate in the laboratory setting. So these ones are they're not like welding blackout glasses, but they are like treated to deal with fractal energy. Whether or not they do anything helpful for this mirror, I don't know. But Brett is going to put those on before looking into it.
Roll twice, take the best of two. Is Felician looking in the mirror?
Felician is actually not looking in the mirror because he arrives a little after everybody, like converge with everybody else, but a bit after, and is actually more looking at everybody who is staring in the mirror.
Great. You see your friends, well, your co-workers looking at this cracked mirror. Everyone else, what are your results?
I rolled a 13.
Out of?
10.
Oops.
16 and 19 out of 13.
Okay.
I rolled a 17 out of a 7.
Oh, God.
Bad for all of us.
Everyone fails. Which means you look into this mirror and you don't see yourselves. You see Reddington. You see the butcher shop where you came to town as your cover. You see the cow disappearing and being replaced by Jeffrey. You see Eric getting mashed into a cow. You see the lamp and containing it and everything breaking and exploding apart. And you remember this carnival is not your assignment. This carnival isn't an assignment you would have heard of. You were supposed to be in Reddington. What are you doing here? Because you have stuff from Beef saying to investigate this carnival, or you have stuff stamped with Beef's insignia saying to investigate this carnival. You have these very special carnival tickets. And in fact, the other thing you remember is Brett and Eddie, you remember taking scans of the surrounding area and it being totally normal. But now you remember that when you looked at that surrounding area, it was just blank, sort of misty nothingness. This carnival is in the middle of a field, and that field is in the middle of nothing.
Jeff.
Thank you all for failing. That's great.
Team, it would seem that perhaps we found ourselves down the rabbit hole through the looking glass, or well, through the funhouse mirror, if you will, right in the midst of the fractalation event we were sent to investigate. Perhaps we are in the middle of some trouble.
I think we're standing in the middle of the fractalation, Butcher. I mean, boss. I mean, this is wrong. This is all wrong. Yeah, trouble. Trouble's a good word for it. We're in trouble.
Is that like weird readings or something?
After the fact, Eddie will look at the equipment. Is it still working?
Yeah, it's
Is
still
it,
you're still
like-
getting readings. Oh, absolutely, buck wild readings, but that would have been
but it's still-
expected here. But
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Yeah, no, we're gonna overload everything. I mean, the readings on this thing are crazy. I mean, up and down and shifting. Yeah, this is bad. Yeah, we're bad. Now I sound like him. This is bad.
Okay, so are we just like, are we going to another stand? Another? I mean, there's still.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, that's right. Felician didn't look.
yes.
Like, what the heck?
Just like,
Felicien
yeah,
also
sure,
has
man.
16 willpower, so
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I probably would have failed.
Eddie goes, another stand of what are you talking about?
Well, I mean, you got readings here. You're gathering information. I'm not exactly sure, like, what their ultimate goal is instead of just like accumulating information. So I guess that before the midnight thing, like, are we still going there, by the way?
Hey, yeah. Listen. We're standing in the middle of a We're in the middle of a fractalation. We're in the. Do you remember that there was an explosion? Like, do you remember there was a shop? There were cows there. Do you remember any of that?
Algie, do I remember any of that?
make a willpower roll.
Meanwhile, I'm just over here looking at
It's a
Jeffrey.
15.
You don't remember that?
Don't remember. It's got what? No, I mean, are you trying to call like one of the stand a shop, or I mean, there was some like meat there, I guess.
Okay.
Felician, we've made we've sort of slid from one reality into kind of a nexus of realities, if you will. And I think it may have caused some issues. Perhaps maybe your unique physiology right now. It is kind of coming crashing back to us, and you seem to be unaffected. But I can assure you that we are not in a good situation right now, and we probably try to be anywhere but here, or it's just flipping frantically through the handbook.
Okay, I mean, okay, we are at a carnival investigating some stuff, investigating the carnival itself, right?
Listen, the carnival's. I'm not gonna say it, but the carnival's bad. It's wrong. The carnival doesn't. It's not real.
Oh.
We're in.
The problem is it's real. It's just not our.
Right.
Yeah. For whatever that's worth.
Right.
Are we like in an alternate universe? Sorry,
Yes.
I'm like kind of a
Yes.
newbie in the sector of like fractalation events.
If that's the best way to understand it, then yes, we're in an alternate universe and we're not in a good place.
Okay.
Did I actually have that hot dog then?
Did you actually have a hot dog then?
I don't believe any of the standard issue rations are hot dogs. Did you? All right.
Oh,
Nim, we're going to have to address this later. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry. I am going to have to file a report on this. I'm going to have to include it in my
Oh,
report. It's
jeez,
the least of our issues
Brett.
right now, but I just want to give you the best. Okay,
Corporal.
I guess we can get out of here. We can file a report.
I'm
Corporal,
just
it
gonna
was.
check.
It's on me. Just say it's on me. If you have to write something down, just say it's on me. Okay. I ate your dog or whatever. I don't eat, but yeah, sure. I hate the hot dog if you really need to write it down, like in the report.
What were you
Very
saying,
suspicious look, Algie.
I just rolled luck roll to check something real quick.
Algie? Oh god.
At this moment,
Oh, fun.
something whistles past you,
Past all of us?
past all of you, and cracks into the mirror, the cracked mirror, and that mirror just shatters entirely. And then you're no longer in the Hall of Mirrors because there is no Hall of Mirrors here anymore. That tent is gone. You're standing in the middle of the main carnival, and the clock in the middle of it strikes 11 o'clock.
Oh. It looks so weird. Like we
Do
have
we
1 hour left,
remember
y'all.
that?
Yes, in fact, I will say, Felician, you now remember. You don't remember the same way the others do. You have two conflicting memories of came here with beef and then did not come here with beef. But you are starting to sort of put together the things that are happening now because we are
Because
in the 11th hour.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Listen, yeah.
Cool. Okay.
But you
Yeah,
have about an
so-
hour. Well, let's say you have about a half an hour before the grand finale starts and about an hour before it ends.
Okay. But we do remember that we were just in the Hall of Mirrors and that shattered.
Oh,
and
yes.
we were
Oh, yes.
involved.
You remember the Hall of Mirrors. You remember something hit the mirrors. Did
Okay.
not hit any of you, but that shattered.
Okay.
This is all a dream, right? This is 100%.
I kind of feel like it's a dream, but problem is that it kind of feels real too. So.
So I feel like Brett would have his instruments out still for the readings, and we know Eddie is always recording. Is there anything notable now that we're suddenly here and that whole tent is gone?
There's like a spike in the fractalation activity, and then there is a sharp dip in the fractalation activity from like just a few moments ago. Like it's looking at it, I would say it spiked about the time you all started remembering, and it dipped sharply when the mirror broke.
So as far as, I guess, can we, from our readings on that, can we tell if that basically, if that event, that kind of minor event in the mix of everything going on has resolved then? And so, or is it more dispersed and kind of just to another point, or like, are things more stable now? Despite being still in the middle of this carnival in the 11th hour.
Are things more stable?
I'm so glad I'm not a scientist in this game. I'm so glad 200 people have taken over that. Yes.
God.
Perfect.
Okay. Brett, you've been with Beef for a very long time.
Mhm.
You've mainly been in the research division. And Eddie, you've been with Beef and messed with their tech long enough to know sort of what's going on. They have emergency measures that end a fractalation, that just not even dissipate, it completely destroys the fractalation energy, and it's difficult to use, it's dangerous to use, and it is not necessarily always reliable for very large fractalation events, but something similar happened here where there was fractalation energy in that house of mirrors, and what was there is gone. And I don't know if you would call that stable if you're in the middle of a fractalation event, but
Yeah.
certainly there is less of that around.
Okay. Dropping back into the real world again, since we have layers upon layers of what's real now. Eddie's gonna check his palm top immediately. Like the first thing he does is check that, and he goes, "That was not me. I didn't do that. That was not me." And somebody shut it down, pulled the plug. Corporal Butcherson. Somebody just ended that event, like intentionally ended that event.
That does seem to be my concern. I had hoped for a moment that perhaps you had engaged the duct tape protocol to seal off that event. But if you're saying it's not you,
Wasn't my duct tape. I didn't do it.
Duct tape protocol.
Duct tape protocol. God, that sounds good. That's so good. God damn it.
Are we supposed to have duct tape?
No.
Not something for standard field agents. It's sort of a last ditch resort. My concern was that event is there's something very wrong with this whole event. It just doesn't seem wild and natural. It seems controlled, and somebody else is controlling it, and it was shielded in there. This is intentional.
Oh wait, so are you saying that, like, okay, I'm trying to like understand what y'all are saying. There's like one person that or something that is controlling this whole thing, and they have decided to shut down one of its part, and that's why you're all like freaking about that. But isn't that good that they shut down one of the fractalation even in that case? But it's still freakish that there is somebody controlling that. Is that what you're all saying?
So let's say,
trying to understand.
Let's say that you were in a bubble, right? We're standing in the middle of a bubble, and another bubble comes up next to our bubble, and for a second you can step in between the two bubbles, right? You can go in between, no problem, back and forth. But if you're standing in the other bubble and somebody gets a pin and pops that bubble, that's bad, right? You would think that being in the middle of a bubble that just pops is a bad thing, yeah?
Yeah, where would you end up?
Typically, Beef's main mode of operation is to try to find the source of these natural fractalation events and gently nudge the bubbles apart, try to maintain the order of things and not really interfere any more than necessary, but to keep all the separate bubbles happy and going. And these types of events, the duct tape protocol, it binds them back together and to one stable point, but that sometimes means lots of collateral damage to adjacent bubbles, which is why we very much try to avoid it. And as Eddie said, being in the middle of one of those bubbles, not great.
Especially when it pops. But if somebody can pop one bubble,
yeah,
we don't know that they can't pop another bubble.
No, that's true. But I would assume that the same person is probably the one like controlling this whole carnival. I'm not saying that it might be like this ringmaster that we keep hearing about, but I mean, like, that could be it.
Yeah, but see,
why would they pop their own bubble though? Maybe it's just because we were getting too close to the point. By the way, I kind of remember the Reddington thing now, so yeah, good. That's good, I guess. So yeah, I guess that there's like somebody. Why would they pop their own bubble? I think we're safe from that thing. Maybe. I don't know. Y'all are expert.
And that's the problem. We don't know. We don't know who popped the bubble. We don't know who's in control of the bubble or why they might or might not pop the next bubble. So that's a problem.
Are we or not going to the grand event?
That's up to the boss.
feel like we have
Oh.
very limited options at this point, and at least the biggest source of fractal energy. I feel like if somebody's going to be in control, they're going to potentially be there, to maybe our only chance to get to the center of the event, and possibly try to restabilize things in our own manner, and get back to the appropriate reality before we could separate this. And to try to wrest control away from whoever this individual is.
Yeah, but do we want to stop them, or do we just want to get the fuck out?
Yes.
I mean, that was an
both
or question.
counts.
Okay. So we go there, we neutralize them, and we get the fuck out, or we just get the fuck out.
But I don't think we'll have a whole lot of option to extricate ourselves from this situation until we have addressed who is in control. Because right now they are operating on a level that they should not be able to operate on. This is really yes.
Does that mean? I mean, I feel like we entered from a place. Can we just walk out?
But we didn't enter from a place. Yeah, we were in a place. We got moved to a place. Now we're here.
Oh, that's true. We didn't take like a van or some shit or a bus or. Huh. Okay.
No, you took an explosion here.
Yep, we took the 940, caught the 945
Yep.
explosion.
Yes.
Oops. Okay. Huh. So to the big blue tent then.
Yes, but my other concern is that as regular Joe already indicated, they somebody is aware of our presence to some degree, and so that they
Well, they brought us here, right? Wait, they brought us
Sounds
here.
Sounds like they brought us here for a reason.
Yeah,
And
so it's gonna be
like
hard.
regular
slipping
Joe
down.
was saying, they were not high on the list of popular people. Yeah. So
wondering, possibly a disgruntled former employee. Can you do we have access to a company, the bureau HR reports? Find out what other scientists may be aware of the appropriate technologies required for this, and if they've been let go recently under unfavorable circumstances, perhaps.
I mean, I can look that up, but that's going to take time, and it's time that I don't think we have.
Oh wait, they did mention that like if we acted to like disturb the show, then some people might get hurt. But if we don't, and we just take to a place and just like, I don't know, look at whatever happens there, everything might be fine.
I think what they said was that the audience members would be okay if they didn't make trouble.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they know that we're not just the regular audience members by now.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the plan, Corporal? What's the plan?
I feel like we're looking through the protocol book.
I'm so sorry.
I'm afraid we need to get back. We are poorly suited to do so with our current equipment. I think the only way we can get back, sitting on the side and watching passively, is not an option. I'm afraid we need to get back, and right now the control is not in our hands. We need to see about. We need to try to get control, and I think we need to go into the center of it all to do that.
Yeah, I gotta agree. Gotta agree. I think we gotta go into the center ring, I guess, is the answer, yeah?
Let's do that. I mean, that sounds a little more fun than like running away, so sure.
We may face a little bit of opposition to trying to take control. Hopefully you two are up to this, perhaps a little bit of a tussle.
I mean, do we have to fight anyone?
I would certainly prefer if we didn't.
Well, if it's not physical, I'm good. If it's physical, it's a bit weird, but like. I mean, can we talk to them? No, I don't mean.
I
Guess
mean,
we'll see,
yeah,
right?
we
We
can.
can like we don't know in advance.
Of course, we can talk to him. At least I hope so. I hope we're not gonna walk into the tent and get jumped by, I don't know,
I mean,
giant
if they just
somethings.
want
But
to, like, beef agents,
what?
maybe they just want us to put on a show.
I don't know if we want to put on whatever kind of show they're looking for.
Yeah, how are we
I
gonna
think-
like participate actively? Like, are we trying to play their games in hope that they will send us back to Reddington afterward, or are we trying to like enter like shut that down, y'all, bitch, or something like that?
I would very much prefer to avoid the latter option there, but perhaps we just go in and try to continue with the investigation at first, see if any opportunities present themselves to avoid the direct confrontation. So if perhaps we headed Eddie, I think a good course of action may still be. I know it will take time, but if you can begin trying to peruse some of the files, see if you can find any potential agents who have left the bureau recently that may be able to do something like this, that may give us a leg up on this potentially, but to try to go in with as much forethought as we can and not just be directly shutting things down.
Yeah, sure. I'll hack and walk. We'll get into the employment files. Sure.
And so the
Perfect.
anybody final thoughts before we can walk into the lion's den?
Yeah, I feel
So-
like we're gonna be improvising that, and that's all good with me.
If everything in Reddington was real, does that mean Jeffrey's actually a cow?
Was a cow. Do they still feel things? Do they still need to eat?
You hear a moo. No.
Well, Dib, you see that there's real, and then there's real, and then there's real. The thing is that there's a whole lot of things that are real, and many of them can be true and layered on top of each other. And I think perhaps for us, Jeffrey the cow was very real, and for somebody else, Jeffrey the doll is very real. And when these bubbles bumped into each other, there was a little bit of a swap, and we got their real Jeffrey in place of our Jeffrey. I don't think it's more of the swap that it turned into.
I think it's kind of confusing, Brett. And it's confusing for me, so I assume that her name is like.
Yeah, I haven't understood the last 10 minutes of everything.
I would like to again fade out here because this feels like a good point to go on break. I know it's a little earlier than we said, but this is good. We're gonna take a 10-minute break. I'm having such a good time, and then we'll be going into our last hour because we're gonna wrap this up.
Yes.
Hello and welcome back to Reddington Continuity Errors, Session 2. This is our final hour, the 11th hour, although it is in fact 8:30 where I am. So, quick summary of where we've been so far. At the end of last session, they caused a big explosion because of some sort of anomaly or whatever. And then they had a burst of visions in a nowhere space. They were very creepy. And then they woke up at a carnival where they had been the whole time. We're going through this really fast. Then they woke up at a carnival where they had totally been the whole time. This is where Beef sent them for their first mission. They investigated a carousel, which like brings people in from other dimensions. And those people are not always human people, and that's okay. They investigated some carnival games, and by investigated, I mean played, did really well at, and won some stuffed animals while not losing cumulonimbus dough themselves, who really would have only been borrowed, but don't worry about that. That's not going to happen. They then investigated the Hall of Mirrors, where they saw different versions of themselves, different versions of other people, some weird shadow shit, a lamp, and then they found a cracked mirror that restored their memories of the Reddington that was, until they blew it up. Or restored their memories of sort of where they had been before that, and the fact that this is not, in fact, a beef assignment, or it shouldn't have been a beef assignment, or something. And then something hit the mirror and destroyed it, and destroyed the Hall of Mirrors, and destroyed the fractalation event that was happening there. At which point the clock struck 11, and they had a conversation about, hey, what are we going to do here? And I believe the end result of that conversation was we have to go to the grand finale and confront the ringmaster, who's probably in charge of all of this.
We have to go and investigate things and preferably avoid direct confrontation.
Yeah, because that's going to get you out of here.
Yeah.
Just looking at things is going to get you out of this weird bubble in space-time.
And they will totally just let us walk out with no problem whatsoever.
Just
They
wait for it to be
absolutely will.
over and it's gonna work out.
They
It's fine.
absolutely are going to send you on your merry way.
They
Exactly.
could.
And they
Especially
know we're
since,
here.
yes, as we found out at the carnival games, they're waiting on Agents of Beef to come to a very, very special show.
Damn it.
Still be an agent of Buff.
So here we all are, or here you all are, and I turned on my other light, so I don't need that shining directly in my face anymore. Thank you.
Yay.
Here we all are, you all are going to the big top for the grand finale. I assume, unless you had something else you wanted to do.
I think we kind of faded to black as we were walking in.
Yeah.
I
Perfect.
can get that turkey leg.
With just
Oh.
as a reminder, Eddie is
Turkey
in
leg.
fact hacking and walking. He is doing his best to filter through the employment records at the agency to see if there are any records of people who have recently been fired or left in unpleasant circumstances. You might be
Powerful people.
there might be a record of that. Obviously, there's not going to be a record of they're now doing things, but
Yes.
Somebody with
anybody
the
has been-
appropriate knowledge
Yes.
and access to the research for controlling, stabilizing, neutralizing fractalation events.
right.
Maybe
Okay.
a fan of like fairs and stuff.
Who also happens
Who
to like
knows?
carnivals.
Might be, yeah. Might be in their
Yeah.
file.
Not sure
Yeah.
if that's in there, but if it is, maybe he's looking for that too.
Excellent. So you are hacking and walking as you go. So I'm Alice.
Ignore that, audience.
Alice is sending me messages on Zoom and being very funny. But that's not what's happening here. What's happening here is you walk into the big top, which is, I don't think you spent a full half hour talking, but they are in the final stages of their prep, actually. You can see people and, you know, creatures and anomalous, what's the word that you have for it? Extra normal individuals all preparing for this big show. In fact, you see that dog from earlier who is doing some acrobatics and getting juggled by with some other small animals by a very large cow man.
Is
Eric's
that-
fine.
Oh,
Is it Eric?
oh,
Eric's here and Eric's fine.
Eric's hearing
It's fine.
juggling animals.
Eric's here and juggling animals. And it's fine. It's great. So there's like a fire eater. There's someone like throwing knives. There's all this stuff going on. And in the center of it is a very tall person wearing like a big fancy top hat, fancy looking coat, and, you know, ringmaster's outfit. And that is the ringmaster. And as you walk in, there's like a door attendant who's like, oh, no, you can't. Oh, it's you with the special tickets. Well, I guess if you wanted to see a quick preview of the show, everybody's just sort of getting ready, but you're welcome to come sit in the audience. We're having a very special show tonight.
yeah. About that. Mind if could we like talk with the
Oh, like real quick, sort of backstage, but actually they're on stage sort of thing?
yeah, since I feel like maybe, like you said, it's us who might be a part of the show. Like, mind if we have a quick chat?
Oh, were you
with-
planning to volunteer at the end? I know we have a volunteer
Yeah.
section, but that sounds fun.
Yeah, we were told that some people would like be asked to volunteer or something like that. So
Yes, audience participation. It's part of the show. Yeah, go right ahead. Have a chat with people. Just show your ticket stubs and you'll be fine.
Felicity turns toward the other. Actually, I have no idea exactly what I could ask to the people, but I feel like it's like a first step to investigating and getting ahead of whatever is going to happen. Because if we don't talk or ask a little bit about what's going to happen here, we're just gonna have to deal with like the consequences of our inactions. So I don't know. I feel like chatting up some people, and
I mean, it
Could be a
usually
good idea.
helps if we ask people their name first.
oops. Yeah, sure.
I made a carnival so everyone could have a title like the ringmaster or the fire eater
But not
or
names.
the pup.
So
They could just introduce themselves. Oh, just call me ringmaster.
Yeah, there you go.
I
Yeah,
call the
that's true.
shots.
I think like if we could have, and like Felicity starts to try to like just talk to the three others, not like have anybody else listening, but if we could have like managed to have the conversation head toward the direction of like what are the agents of beef for, because random Joe was like knew about the agent
Random
of
Joe.
bees knew about the agent of bees of beef.
Agent of
Uh,
Bees.
And so I guess that most of the crew here does. So maybe we can ask what they're in for and what's going to happen to them. Like as random volunteers, we're just wondering.
think-
No,
I-
Eddie,
I-
yeah,
I-
you're shaking your head. You don't
I
want
think
to.
that's
You
I
want to
think
wait.
it's a bad idea to try to make them think that we don't know that they knew who we are. I mean, there's a whole like I understand we're in a bad situation. I've been saying we're in a bad situation, but
Yeah.
there's a level of respect. Like, don't treat them like they're stupid or like.
I
So
mean, I
I
sort
think
of-
it's best that we just go in admitting who we are, so we can get to the heart of how do we get the hell out of here.
I
That's
was
the
gonna
whole point of the.
I was kind of going with that, but then like this person just said like, "Oh, you want to volunteer?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, sure, want to volunteer." Instead of
Well,
like,
that doesn't
"No, we're
mean that all
actually
of
the agents of
That
Eve
doesn't
in
mean
there."
that all of the crew know that who we are, but I bet you that the ringmaster, if that's the one calling the shots, knows who we
Yeah.
are. So
So,
walking up to them and saying, "Who are these people that you're looking for?" when we're obviously the people they're looking
Yeah, no,
for.
That
seems
wasn't
kinda-
exactly how things would have been brought, but yeah. Sure.
Ah,
I
okay, I
mean,
misunderstood. My fault.
Is there the possibility that
I mean,
another team is coming?
Yeah, maybe a little more subtlety, more like, "Oh yeah, so what's your role?" And then what's yeah, we heard volunteers, and then we heard that like there was some special volunteers or special guests. Whatever.
Sorry,
fuck
the
is
whole
going on.
like fractalation exploding, falling apart sort of threw me off my game.
No,
Sorry.
but-
It's-
No, but honestly, I'm a big fan of the like going forward and just asking directly our question to the one person who might fuck us up. And but I'm a big fan of that. Honestly, I'm kind of like already dead.
I think it's a great
so-
idea.
So I don't see. I mean, I could do it. You want to do like walk up to the ringmaster, be like, "Sup, where will beef? We heard we might be involved, and we just want to like know what's it all about." Yeah, I could absolutely do that if you want.
I mean, is there the potential that like another beef team is here? We're like
No,
what
I mean,
one of
No.
There are a whole lot of unknowns in this scenario. If they have the ability to pull us in, it is distinctly possible that they could be pulling in other teams from other fractalation events. We don't know to the extent of what's going on here. That said, perhaps it would be best to try to gather some intel. I would strongly advise against maybe the ringmaster at this moment, but perhaps
Okay.
Nim and Felicia, if you would like to try to gather some intel from some of the workers, while Eddie and I try to analyze the tent, see if we can perhaps locate some sort of control nexus point. Glean any useful information from this. It may be best to apply our particular skills in their appropriate areas.
Good, Corporal. I'm all up for that.
Yeah, I can talk to people.
Yeah, you
I feel like we really need to pull off the stops and to try to get ahead of this. I would again advise against directly confronting anybody, please. Discretion is the better part of valor, so I'm told. So that said, I guess I place my trust in you as capable agents.
Is the dog anywhere?
Yes, the dog's getting
Yes.
juggled
by Eric.
by Eric, by Cow Eric.
Is Trip in with
Oh,
the,
dear.
the other things being juggled?
Trip's having fun being thrown around.
Trip is here for a good time.
Played a
Yeah.
long time. So yeah, if I go up to Cow Eric, does he recognize me?
Oh wait, did
Is
Algie just
Algie
die?
frozen?
I think
Oh,
they
no.
are.
I thought they were just
I-
being
Oh, you're
stealth.
back.
There we go.
I'm back. My
You're
internet connection is unstable. I'm so sorry about that.
back.
Yeah, you're gonna go talk to the dog
Well, and Cow Eric, I guess.
and Cow Eric. Okay, all right. All right, we'll do that real quick, and then I'm gonna jump back to Eddie and Brett.
Yeah.
All right. So you're talking to the dog who is getting juggled by Cow Eric, and they're practicing their routine along with like some other small animals.
I think I was wondering, you might have been frozen at that point. Trip might be among the animals being juggled.
Oh, Trip can absolutely jump on board, like getting juggled. I don't know. Trip doesn't talk, right?
Not
Okay.
that I'm aware
Not
of yet.
yet.
Not yet.
Not
yet.
Okay. Yeah, so they're like, oh, hello, you were friends with you know the guy from
Oh,
the
yeah.
carousel.
My boss. Yeah.
Oh, that's your boss? Well, he seemed nice. Seemed nice.
He's a nervous person.
Well, that's understandable. It's a nervous sort of place, and people and world and universe.
So are you having fun doing that?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. I like it. I like the flying through the air sort of thing. I know Eric here is hoping to train up and be an acrobat as well, but he's real good at the juggling. Cat Eric just goes, yeah, I don't like juggling.
How did both of you guys get involved in it?
Oh, there's only so many places you can work if you're, a little bit unusual. There's only so many places that are safe from people like the Bureau of Extranormal Encounters and Fractalations. Although, don't tell anybody I told you this, but I heard there's going to be some Agents of Beef at tonight's show, but the ringmaster said we're all going to be fine because it's very important that we have these special guests and get them to see our show. Not the beef agents, other special guests.
what about the beef agents? Is like, are they? They're not going to hurt you guys, are they?
Well, I mean, if they deemed us dangerous or unstable or, going too far outside of where we're supposed to be going, or mainly the dangerous thing, which we're not, maybe a little, maybe we could be, but we're not. They might take us away, experiment on us, stuff like that.
I mean, they told me I was dangerous with a lacrosse stick when I was on the team, so that's why.
Well, you better stay really far away from beef then.
Those people sounds like dicks. Like, honestly, what the heck is wrong with them?
Yeah, right? Like, we're just here having a good time doing a cool juggling acrobat show.
Yeah, damn. Well, hope they get whatever awaits them tonight.
Hopefully getting out of here really fast.
I think that might
would
be best for everyone.
Great. I would like to cut real quick to Brett and Eddie. You're in the middle of this hacking thing, yes?
Yes. Yep.
You're looking for employee files of someone who might have been discontented with beef.
Right.
You don't find that. You do find, and well, you've both been with beef for a little while. I don't think either of you worked in HR. No. Well, you've seen your own employee files. Obviously. Of course you have. Usually fairly redacted with like sections blacked out because they're top secret. They can't be given to people. They're about, the inner workings of beef that maybe you're not high enough level to know. You find unclassified files, Eddie, on yourself, on Corporal Brett Butcherson, on Agent Felicien Sans-Regret, and on Agent Cumulonimbus Doe. But those are encrypted and it'll take a little while for them to download.
Okay.
But you did find those.
Cool. And not cool. Yeah, so Eddie will start them downloading and be like, I don't know what this is about, boss, but we'll see them as soon as they're down. And he's like tapping on the not on the keys, but tapping on the palm top, like trying to make it go faster. You know how people get in an elevator and push a button 17 times? So, yeah.
Great. At this point, I think the show is about to start and people ask you to take your seats as the audience members file in. And the ringmaster stands up and says, "Welcome everyone to our grand finale." And I think at first it's mainly just the normal sort of carnival circus show going on for a while. And then in the middle of something else happening, one of the sort of carnival workers runs up to the ringmaster and taps him on the shoulder and shows them something. And I think you from the audience can see the thing they show them is shining, like reflecting light, but very small. And the ringmaster stops whatever act is going on, which let's say it's the fire eater. It stops the act, says, "Wonderful, great job, great job. I think we might need to hurry along to the grand finale, the final part. Do we have any volunteers from our audience?" You there, you've got you
Brett
four
is
were
trying
given
to hold down Trip, who is just like waiting for hands in the air.
you with the raccoon. And you've got friends with you, don't you? Why don't all of you come on up? It's very important to the show that you come on up.
Brett looks to the team.
And the team is looking at Brett, I imagine.
Yeah. When we have a leader usually, but actually, Felicien just get up and goes away, like goes down. It's just goes along with it. I mean,
as soon as one of the team members is up, Brett is and starts going along too, but then is kind of conflicted for a moment because it's the team over there, two of them over there, and how do I be with both of them? In are Eddie and Nim also?
Nim takes a second. They've probably been like staring down at their hands and like chewing on their lip for a second, watching the show. But they eventually follow.
Yeah, Eddie will get up and Eddie will get up and go, and tuck the palm top in his back pocket, and dust his hands, and let's do it.
Wonderful. Now I just need you four to stand behind this curtain for a moment.
Behind that curtain right there.
This curtain right here. Just get behind it for just one moment. Really quick.
Okay.
The ringmaster looks weirdly nervous. Like this is the person who calls the shots, is in control, you believe, of the circus. They look very nervous.
wow. Okay. Interesting.
And they go, all right, everyone. Now the audience participation portion of this, we're going to do a few. We're going to do a couple. We're going to do one big trick with our audience volunteers. And then from behind the curtain, all of you hear screaming.
From
the audience.
Okay,
like from the audience.
Okay.
You hear the audience screaming?
We hear the audience screaming, and the ringmaster goes, no, please. Oh dear. And they duck back behind the curtain with you and sort of tap on it, and the curtain goes rigid and hard like a shield.
Oh.
They go, oh dear.
Is something the matter?
Well, I didn't expect...
That did not sound good.
We're talking screaming, like unpleasant screaming, not yay!
Unpleasant screaming,
Okay.
unpleasant screaming. And now you hear people like running around. And you hear gunshots.
Oh.
Ringmaster, what's up?
Eddie goes for his pistol.
He's
not firing at anybody. He's just got it.
Yeah. Eddie, as you go for your pistol, your little tablet thing, your little laptop things, because some things have finished downloading.
Oh shoot.
And the ringmaster goes, oh, I didn't think the agent's beef would get here this soon. I didn't think, oh dear, I was hoping to be done with this by now.
Do you think that the agents of beef are out there?
Yes, come look. And they tap the curtain again, and the little hole opens, and Brett, are you looking through the curtain?
Yes. So Brett would have the initial like screaming and gunfire thing probably dropped like and was just like cradling their backpack and like rocking a little bit, but on hearing that, his curiosity is going to get the better of him, and he's going to peek out through the hole in the curtain to see these agents with beef.
Perfect. Because you do see, there's not like a beef uniform for investigations. There is a beef uniform for active pursuit of no longer investigating, no longer undercover. There's like the specialists, the vests, in fact, they have like backpacks that allow for interdimensional travel, controlled interdimensional travel. They have guns that are those what did you call it? Duct tape protocol? They have duct tape protocol guns.
So are they alpha or the beta? Because we're delta. Like,
they're alpha. They're alpha 1, baby.
They're like triple
alpha,
alpha, right?
shit. They're like
so
celebrities.
They're not people but they are definitely beef agents. And in fact, you you can hear one of them like on comms to somebody say, we found them, we tried to neutralize them, but the fractalations got in the way. Eddie.
Yeah, the pistol grab was reflex, so he'll reholster the pistol, and go for the palm top that's in his pocket and pull it out so he can look, because it dinged and he wants to know what it says.
Yes.
What's it say?
Well, just at the top of every single one of these. Bureau of Extranormal Encounters and Fractalations. Event Catalyst Profile. Agent Cumulonimbus Nimbus Nim Do. Agent Eddie Blue Hill. Agent Felician Sans Regret. Corporal Brett the Butcher Butcherson. All under Event Catalyst Profile. And aside from all there's a lot of extra stuff in there that has been blacked out, but like down at the bottom, catches your eye in bold is threat level classification. Extreme. Rampant. Outlier.
Yeah, okay. Do I have time to read all of that before anything else happens?
You have time to like skim it.
Scan it.
There's some
Okay.
stuff in there about you all being very dangerous, unknown quantities of like things you've hidden, things the Bureau thinks you're hiding, things the Bureau suspects you of, all to do with your status as an event catalyst, your knowledge of the event. What would accelerate the event?
Okay.
Not named. There is
Right.
mention of event specialists who are looking into you, but
Right.
not whatever the event is not named.
Okay.
So I think as Eddie's getting this, because this is all the split second of there's beef agents who have shown up, Alpha One, in neutralizing rampantly at the same time this ding goes off, that Eddie gets this. Brett would be heading out to see the other agent, like
no. Brett is heading out to the other agents through the curtain. Oh God.
Wait. Are you
oh,
heading
geez.
towards?
You're
him,
heading
or you
toward them?
fleeing?
just like as far as all this kind of instantaneously happening, Brett
My
sees other
headphones just came
agents.
unplugged, and I'm so sorry.
Oh, she can't hear us.
I'm getting overly excited.
Are you
Sorry,
back?
Brett's heading
So
out.
Okay.
as far as all this in an instant, this message or this download comes in. There's agents out in the audience who are like neutralizing a whole bunch of things, and Brett is not really big on the neutralizing part, and they're agents, and he's a field corporal. He should be able to, he's in the process of going out to try to get them to stand down at the same time that this comes in.
So go ahead.
Does Eddie share the information?
He
Like,
was about to.
I don't think he's had time.
He hasn't had time.
no. Yeah.
I don't know if it's worth
But-
any sort of roll, like a dex save to
But
I
see if
think
this can be
to-
processed fast enough. It's more that's what Brett would have been starting to do as this
Yeah.
come in. So if you want to see how quickly it can be skimmed and if it can be stopped,
I mean, I can definitely roll willpower or dex or something to see where we can roll off and see who's faster.
Yeah,
whether
because like
whether
you're-
Brett can get away before Eddie can get through the.
Hey,
I
Algie,
can tell you
Mhm.
information that's relevant. Yeah.
would you say that the ringmaster gave me a choice to volunteer or not?
Not really. No, I think the ringmaster is about to give you a choice.
Oh.
Actually, I think Brett is about to give you a choice. Because I'm going to say, Nim, you are the closest to Brett. As he starts to leave this shelter of this weird shield curtain thing.
very much against protocol. They should be standing down and get out there and it's sort of straight. And
What happens though? because I think I have to make the choice in the aftermath, which is why I was asking about the
Okay.
ringmaster.
Yeah, also, the ringmaster is not a man, which I believe is part of the information that you sent me. I would say what happens if you let Brett go is the agents outside turn and see Brett and they go, "We have located Corporal Butcherson. Agents, be advised, we have located Corporal Butcherson." And they shoot him with a neutralizing bullet. And something very strange happens to Brett because he just sort of shrinks, not like shrinks smaller, but like becomes less himself and falls down. And the agents go to pick him up. Yeah.
What happened?
It's like a building headache. Like for 1 second, it's like that itching feeling in the back of your head when deja vu happens, and it just kind of builds in pressure until it's painful. And I kind of want to say maybe there's like almost a cracking glass, shattering noise, really, and time just kind of skips, and Brett's there, and Nim is grabbing,
protocol that is out there neutralizing people.
Nim is grabbing him backwards, pulling. Stop, please. I don't think Beef's the good guy. I don't think they're here to help us, Brett.
Why would they be here?
Upon you saying that, the ringmaster turns to you and says, "No, Beef isn't here to help you. They're here to stop you. And we're here. We brought you here hoping to get you away from them, but they clearly they followed you here, and I had hoped you would have a nice time here at the carnival for a few hours before we had to send you on your way. But
what? Why did you bring us
on our way
here?
to where?"
At which point, I think at this point, Eddie has had time to skim all of that information, and Eddie says, "Boss, everybody, they're not kidding. We've got an Alpha Omega event, meaning that they're here to shut us down, to the whole thing. Alpha Omega, we're marked rampant, and we need to go wherever they're sending us. That's our option. We go that way, or we go that way. And I'm saying, I'm going that way, away, out of here."
Why would they be here to stop us? We just do our job.
Gotta give me more time to read through all of this, but boss, look at this. Look at the red, flashing red. We gotta go.
I don't really understand this whole thing.
No, of course you don't.
I think we're what we've been tracking.
No, well, maybe it's complicated. You four, you ended the world, or you will end the world. You are ending the world right now. It's so complicated, but it's so.
That's not what Beef does. We prevent
Bubbles,
that.
Boss. Bubbles. Remember the bubbles.
You four. You end everything as it is, and you make us something new. You bring change, and that's not what Beef does. They don't bring change. They want everything to stay the same. And that's why we're here.
What do you mean the world? Like everybody's dead? What do you mean? the
No,
world?
no, 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 no. Well, I guess it's more accurate to say you and the setup of the multiverse as we know it, as Beef maintains it.
Oh, did we fuck up the timeline or some shit?
Well, yes, no, well, sort of. But it's too late for that. You will, you already are.
Okay, well then
Do you
thank
want?
I feel like we should thank you because like there are some people out there and we need to go apparently, and you are
Yes. On to the
helping
next
us?
place.
Yes, please.
Of course we're helping you. We
Why?
want.
That doesn't matter. We need
Why?
to
No,
go.
I'm very curious about why.
Beef maintains the status quo. We
Yeah.
are not the status quo. This carnival wouldn't exist if Beef were allowed to have their way in shutting down all things not quite how they want it.
You know what? Fair enough. Like, yeah, sure. Okay.
We are
cool.
the threats, the dangers, the things that are unusual and strange and fractalated and extra normal.
So you're gonna help us get away from them.
Yes. Just the longer in a place you stay fitting in to that place, the harder it is for Beef to find you. For a little while. They will find you. It's going to be a while before they don't find you anymore, until the event is complete in all versions of all worlds, in all timelines. It's going to be a little while, but just keep running, keep going, and you'll be fine. And we'll be fine. And that's why we need you. And this curtain that you're behind, it's like one of those like all the way around curtains that like a magician would put over somebody to make them disappear. And they turn around and tap the other side of the curtain and open it. And there is this brilliant, blinding white light. They go. Best of luck to you. Run and keep running.
I don't
Thank
think
you.
I want to be on Beef's side anymore, boss.
Brett is just through the manual. Just, but this, but
Oh, Brett.
but it doesn't make any sense. But
And he goes, Alpha, Omega, we gotta go. We don't have time to stand here and think about it. We got two choices. We either stay and end, or we run and we keep going. Me, I'm running, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna
same.
keep going.
Yeah, same. I mean, why not? Thank you, Ringmaster. That's your title. You have a name.
Ringmaster will do.
Ringmaster will do. Thank you, Ringmaster. See you around, maybe.
Take care of Cow
Hope
Eric.
so. We will take good care of Cow Eric.
So we just head towards the light.
Head towards the light.
Even if I'm having to grab Brett. And
Yeah, I was
So-
gonna say.
I think
Brett
Make
trip.
sure that Brett goes with
Brett
us.
is
Oh.
standing there. But this is it's not right. It's I could sort this out. I just need. I need.
None
to
of
go. Brett
these-
turns
Boss.
to walk forward towards the curtain again, and Trip actually like runs around his legs and like basically gets his foot out from under him and makes him stumble backwards through the light.
Oh, Trip. Bless Trip.
Oh,
Okay.
Trip keeping Brett alive.
Trip is the
Okay,
best
and that is
Trip.
where and that is where we will end.
Yeah.
Because you're done in my world and you're going to be on to the next world.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for watching Continuity Errors. I know we went a little long this time, but that's, that's okay.
Sure of it sometimes.
Yes. This has been us playing Agents of the Odd. Next time, will be with GM. I'm so sorry, I should have learned to pronounce his name. Wander Bujas, I think. I think I told me.
We're sorry, Wander, if we butcher your
We're
last name.
really sorry, Wander. And Wander is going to be leading you through a game of cowboy stuff by Jelly Rovers on Itch.io. So that will be fun. And I get to watch that this time because now I'm GM. I get to watch whatever I want to
Now you
watch.
get to see it all.
Cowboys and cow dolls.
Yes. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Join us next week, same time. Hopefully less technical issues.
Yeah.
What's a continuity error without tech issues?
Right.
Continuity error without tech issues. Are we doing
Wrap up?
we're already closed up. Yeah.
Oh,
I
did
think-
she already?
Are we?
Yep, go ahead and outro.
Yes. Do it, Mick.
See ourselves
Outro
outro.
self. Yeah.
Outro. Yes. Sorry. Forgot about that. Mick, go for it.
I am Mick Wheaton, general practicer of nerdy things. I can be found playing Nihilus Wheeler on Once Upon a Monster of the Week, generally playing around with things on community theater stages, or otherwise hiding in the woods.
Nice. I'm Cam. Hi. Kind of similar to Mick, but like I guess I hide like near the sea instead of the woods. I'm a marine biologist. I'm a nerd, very much a nerd too. I am also on the Once Upon a Monster of the Week podcast as Morgane Lapointe Evans, and yeah, I'm on Twitter as well at Pocketo, Pocceto, and that's about it for me. Thanks for coming.
And I'm Alice Hart. I guess technically if I hide somewhere, it's the mountains. You can find me on Once Upon a Monster of the Week as Delilah Fleece and on Twitter at Hellion Heart, along with most places on the internet. Hellion, Hellion, Heart, H-A-R-T.
And I'm Sarah Palmero, also a theater nerd, general nerd. I am also on Once Upon a Monster of the Week. I play Jessa June Greeley. You can catch me there on other audio dramas around the internet. I am at Palmero's Voice, P-A-L-M as in Mary, E-R-O-S Voice on most social media platforms. See you around.
And I am Algie Todd. I am also on Once Upon a Monster of the Week. I play Fen and recently Lacey Lore, who's a teen and terrible, and I love her. You can generally find me geeking out about all sorts of things, but I'm on Twitter at AlgieTheOdd. I play with podcasts and editing and maybe game design someday, and that's all the things I do, I think. Okay.
So many hats.
So many, including the little, I don't know where I put it, but my little rainbow one.
Thank you
There you
so
go.
much for this game, Algie. Like that
Thank
was
you.
great
Yeah.
again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
great.
playing with
so
me and putting up with my very long game.
Thank you for giving us identity crises.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
Only session 2, y'all.
Mm.
Now we know we
Bye,
were the bad
Bye,
guys.
everybody.
Bye.